What's going on, everybody? We're back. Episode 17 of Headphones and Highlights. We got a scene. We got Peter. We got myself. What's up, everybody?
What's going on, fellas?
What's up?
Oh, yeah. How's y'all day going?
Doing good, doing good. Watched a little bit of opening day, Yankees Giants. Yankees are currently beating the Giants 6-0 right now. So definitely a good day.
Yeah, I'm watching it right now
You guys see
as well.
the Yankees hat on representing.
Yes, sir.
For my Red Sox fans, we play tomorrow. So just hang in there. We're going to have a nice opening day as well. Yeah. Peter. So my apologies to everybody. There were more people on TikTok replying to our question, so we're gonna do a little bit different this time. Asim and Peter, go right ahead. Give us the responses to last week's questions. Excuse me, and then, we got a couple new questions for you guys. We're gonna start off with this time.
So yeah, we had our questions for last week posted up on social media, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, just to be able to like spread it around a little bit easier. And we actually were able to get a lot of comments and responses to the questions itself. For example, the question of restarting life at the age of 6 with all the knowledge you have now, or taking $10 million right now. It got over 364 comments, with the grand majority definitely saying restarting back at 6. A lot of them saying how they would invest in Bitcoin. Some people saying that they would invest in Doge and GameStop and Apple. Some people saying that
That's true.
they would invest in baseball cards or like memorabilia. Some people saying that they wouldn't because of the butterfly effect, which is my response is I would just take the 10 million now because I really truly believe in the butterfly effect. In one little thing changing, you change one little thing in the past and it changes completely your future. So I would just take the 10 million now. But like I said, I'd say 80%, 85% of the comments definitely say to restart life at 6. So real quick, because we didn't say our answers, so Asim and Los, what are y'all answers to the question?
I'm a firm believer you take the money when it's offered to you. Yes, you could invest in Bitcoin, you could invest in Doge and do all that stuff now then, but again, you're a 6-year-old. So like is your parents and your family really gonna believe you just because you have the knowledge doesn't mean that they believe you in that knowledge. And if you do it, kudos to you. But then like Peter said, the butterfly effect. I could do a lot with $10 million right now. That's life changing, and yeah, that's my response.
What about you, Asim?
Yeah, I'm on the same side. I'll take the 10 million. Like, uh, going through, I don't know. People were saying it'd be a lot easier to just go through being a 6-year-old again and how much they would change. It's and like, oh, you can't you can't lose you can like lose money, but you can't time you don't get back. So that was the more focus of that. It was just like the time aspect of it that they'll redo certain things. I feel like if you could do a lot with 10 million. So like
Absolutely.
as long as you do right with it, like you could do a lot right or you could do a lot wrong. But I'm taking the 10 million with the knowledge I have now. And yeah, yeah, there's gonna be certain risks and stuff involved with having that 10 million, but I don't know. It's just ha I wouldn't want to be going back to life as easy as life is being 6 and stuff. It, I don't know if I want to live my life from 6 to now again. It's like it's a long time.
Yeah, it
Like
definitely is.
you're like having to go back to school again, and you're just like, oh, I gotta go through 8 hours of the stuff I already know over
Yeah.
again. And you probably be like AP and everything. You probably skip school, skip grades and stuff.
Yeah.
It's good. So uh I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it opens up a lot of possibilities over the money, but I probably I take the 10 billion.
Yeah.
I mean, and people
I'm with you, Peter.
have children too, so
Yeah,
they're like, yeah, they wouldn't want to lose having their child, you know. So you wouldn't want to go back.
yeah, I'm the same way. I like I said, I say the same thing. I had a coworker of mine who asked me. She was like, "Oh, I forgot to comment. I fell asleep and stuff." But she asked me what was my answer, and I told her like same thing. Like I would just take the 10 million now. Like I said, I'm a firm believer in the butterfly effect, and she said she agreed. So we appreciate everybody putting in their comments. Like I said, that video got like 25,000 views on
Yes.
TikTok, well, almost 20. It's like at 23 and a half. Sorry. Like almost 400 comments. So we appreciate everybody giving in their inputs, and we want to keep doing these, obviously, to involve the community. But the second question I had was the one that I had actually was the greatest feature of all time. And this one we didn't get as many comments, so I can actually read like pretty much all of them. First of all, shout out to the Brody, the homie, John. He went and said a few. He said Rick Ross in Devil in a New Dress, J. Cole in the Can't Knock the Hustle remix, Kendrick Lamar in Control, Andre 3000 in International Players Anthem, AZ in Life's a Bitch by Nas, Lupe Fiasco on Touch the Sky, and Lil Wayne on the We Taking Over. And then the TikTok comments I saw somebody say Uzi on Shells, AZ on Nas's Life's a Bitch again, Drake, Lil Baby's feature on Wants and Needs, and then we had somebody just said Juice World, Andre 3000's verse on 16 by Rick Ross,
Oh, that's a good one.
and Raekwon on Verbal Intercourse, and we had 3 comments say the J. Cole verse on the Johnny P. Caddies, Johnny P. Caddy by Benny the Butcher. Someone literally said, I haven't heard a single verse that does this many things as incredibly with the amount of time given. Only thing, I just can't listen to it the same because I know it was a character or even affirmations, not a reflection of his reality. So as we can see, a lot of people showing love to that verse. That verse is a crazy verse by Cole. Now to me, my favorite, I think, what's the greatest guest verse. I'm sorry, greatest guest verse of all time. To me, I have to agree with some of the people in the two people in the comments. I have to go with AZ on Life's a Bitch. That verse is iconic. I think that he, in my opinion, he had a better verse than Nas, and it just flowed well into the hook. And I just love that verse by AZ. Obviously, coming on, it was on a classic album on Illmatic, and it's one of the most recognized verses, and it's considered to be by a lot of outlets and a lot of fans to be the greatest feature verse of all time. So, in my opinion, I'd have to agree. What about you guys, fellas? What do you guys think is the greatest feature verse of all time?
That was definitely one of them. I was definitely going to say that one, but a lot of people were saying it. I definitely love Lupe Fiasco's verse. That was really good. But I'm gonna go one that a lot of people didn't say. I'm a sucker for this song, and I'm a sucker for J. Cole on this verse, and a lot with 21 Savage featuring J. Cole. Thought J. Cole bodied that one. I think he did a better job than 21 on that whole track, and he kind of like rounded it all together and just kind of he did his thing on that. I'm gonna throw one more out there for everybody. Bad Bunny on any one of his features does better than any of the artists that he's ever on it with. The AM remix, if for all my Spanish speakers, if it wasn't for him going on there, bro, like the first song was all right. When they remixed it with Bad Bunny, absolutely crazy. Went everywhere. I mean, at this point, we all agree he's the GOAT when it comes to this for the Spanish community. So
Yeah, for sure.
I gotta give him his flowers there too.
What about you, Asim?
Uh, yeah, just coming off the top of my head right now. I the first song that come to mind is weird. It's you ever heard of Three Kings with it
Yes,
was Rick
with
Ross and
Dre and Jay
yeah,
Z.
Dr. Dre and Jay-Z. I
Yeah,
think Jay-Z's verse
yeah,
specifically.
he murdered that
Yeah.
track. Yeah,
Yeah, I don't know why that's coming to mind right now as far as all the features that I could think of. Um It'll probably be like maybe some sprinkling. We was just talking about Kanye and Lil Wayne. Uh, I was talking about Lil Wayne. What's it called? Ransom.
okay,
Drake song Ransom and Lil
yeah,
Wayne
yeah.
came in. And he did the whole alphabet, which is yeah, it was just a crazy moment. Uh, I'm trying to think any other one. Yeah, international players anthem with Andre 3000. Yeah, Andre 3000 did another one with 16. Uh,
You know, one that gets crossed over, like brushed over, is Snoop on Nothing But a G Thing. That's Dre's
oh, so,
song.
mm,
And his on there,
yeah,
that thing
that's
was
true.
really good. His
Yeah,
features so good on there. And Snoop on the next episode as
yeah. Next
well.
episode, yeah.
Yep.
It's just
So,
their chemistry together. Just
but it's technically a feature, so that could be one that
yeah,
you could put in
yeah,
there as well.
yeah. True, true.
Hell yeah, hell yeah. Any other responses?
So far those were the only ones that I saw. Um, like I said, a lot of love shown to J. Cole with that Johnny P. Caddy
Mhm.
feature, which it is a really good verse. Um, Shout out to Rick Ross as well on that Devil in a New Dress. That is a really good feature verse as well. In my opinion, Rick Ross's best verse. Oh, another one too, real quick. Last one I'll say to give an honorable mention: Gunplay on Cartoons of Serial.
Oh yeah,
That's a great,
oh yeah.
great feature as well. His greatest verse Gunplay's ever spit as well. I don't know if he wrote it or not, but if he
he
did,
he
oof.
definitely did it. It did it himself.
I don't know, man. You never know. You never
Oh,
know.
you know, it's a good one too. J Rock.
J
Yeah, J
Rock
Rock
on
on
Money Trees.
yeah, Money Trees. Yeah,
That is
Yeah,
a great one. Yeah,
yeah,
that
yeah.
is a really good one. Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, that is a really good one. There's a lot, like, you start to think about it and you're like, man, like there's some crazy verses on here. I think that when a feature artist can just spit on a track and they proceed to make literally the song theirs, that's how you know like they're on another level. Like Cole has done it many times, Kendrick has done it many
I
times.
just thought about the Schoolboy Q and Kendrick on Collard Greens. Kendrick
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah.
Mhm.
That's another one too. Yeah, he made that his.
Hmm.
So, but J Rock on Money Trees, that's definitely a really good one as well. Yeah.
Or you could say Drake would stay scheming.
Yes, technically, yeah. Yeah,
Yep,
technically, yeah.
they
He
could stay
killed that song.
scheming.
Yeah.
Gotta get gotta get some credit with that one too.
Yeah, for sure.
100%. 100%. Well, without further ado, we're gonna ask you guys a couple new questions for you guys, get you guys interacting more. The first one is to continue with Peter on this the music thing. So I'm gonna give you three artists, and you're gonna have to remove one of their entire music catalog. For this week, we're gonna start off kind of basic, but it should spark controversy in the comments, hopefully, and get people talking. So I'm gonna give you guys J. Cole, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake. Pick one of their catalog, and you're removing their entire music catalog. That includes any features they've been in. That includes albums, mixtapes, you name them. They're all gone.
They
So
just
pick
cease
one
to
of them.
exist.
Yep.
Cease to exist.
Yep. Pick one of them, and you're gonna remove it. Comment down below. Do you boys want to answer that this week, or do you guys want to wait and actually think about this one?
I mean, it, a question like this is just I don't know. I don't even know how to approach or answer it because it's like how do you equate me listening to all three of them and probably like the same you know the same length
We'll leave it
and
for
then
next
just
week.
eliminate one. Yeah,
We'll leave it for
I
next
don't know.
week.
I can understand why people don't like
Because I know
questions
this is gonna be a lot of fire regarding this. I think
controversial
a
question.
lot of controversy. Yeah.
Oh yeah. And then the second question that I got for you guys, well, I'll make it a little fun, okay? So would you rather have a 30-day paid vacation anywhere in the world, or would you rather have 5 years of free travel, but only in the United States? Let me know. Comment below.
That one's pretty easy.
Yeah. Why is that?
Why is that? I'll answer that right now. I'll take the I'll take the 5 years of travel for free. Like,
But you're only in the US. The 30-day one, you can go anywhere in the world.
Yeah,
okay.
man.
You just
5
gonna stay
years
in
of
the
travel,
US?
I'm gonna stay in the US. You know, I'm at different
Okay.
places. It's 50 states in the US, man. Like,
I think
so
I'd rather
you do 10 states a year, man.
here. Well, I'll answer it today too. I'd rather do the 30 days out. I want to go travel to other countries. The US, like, I mean, you can go and travel around and it's not like super expensive, but imagine like you could go for free to Japan. Like I was literally telling y'all, like I tried to find like cheaper flights to go out there, or if you want to go to Australia, which is like way more expensive too. Like you could go to these places and you don't have to pay a dime. Psh, I'm going there. Give me
It-
30 days in a different country.
30 days, your hotel's paid for, your flight is paid for.
Yep.
If they offer food in the hotel, is paid for. Like the only thing you're really spending money on is you out there or your
Oh,
family.
you're saying that the 30-day trip is all everything is
Everything. It's all
taken care of.
inclusive. All inclusive.
Both trips are all inclusive basically.
Yeah,
The-
no,
the-
the way he was saying it was like you could just travel to any state and just for free. So
Yeah. So if you want 5 years of free travel,
Yeah.
but only in the United States, you can have that.
yeah, I'll
But
take
it's
that.
strictly just free travel, or you can have the 30 days all inclusive. Everything's paid for.
Yeah, so
It's
yeah,
no
that's the
taxes.
difference. So
Mm.
I think I'll still stay with the travel.
I'm with Peter here. I'm taking the 30
I'm
days.
taking the 5 years.
I'm going somewhere and I'm disappearing for 30 days.
Just
Y'all
think
see-
about this. Any event, you can still disappear in any state in the US. So like, yeah,
But
there's
it's a
some countries
different
where you're not gonna
culture.
get
It's
the
a
same
different culture
experience.
you get
Yeah.
to see. It's a different culture you get to see.
You could think about it as different cultures in different states.
Yeah, but like you
So
get to learn about this country's history and stuff. You ain't gonna learn that here. I mean,
it's
you
only
could
30 days.
doesn't matter. You know how much you could do in 30 days?
I know you could do a lot in 30 days, but you do a lot more in 5 years.
But I
What?
did 3 weeks. I did 3 weeks in DR and had the time of my life. 30
Yeah.
days in a different country? Psh,
Yeah, I did
gonna be
what?
I'll
45
travel
days in
I'll
Australia?
travel all of Japan. I'll go everywhere in Japan.
I did like 45 days in Australia. That was definitely a memorable experience.
45
Compared
days in
to
Australia is crazy, by the way.
yeah,
That's
45 days
insane.
Australia. It was a
Was
time
that with the military or just
with the military, yeah.
that's crazy.
Yeah, 45 days Australia.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to my deployment, man.
It was good.
Just like Peter, I'm gonna hit Japan and on
Yeah, I went
deployment.
to the Steve Irwin Zoo, saw some kangaroos, some koalas. Yeah, it was fun. I ain't gonna lie. But then I also went to California for the first time as well. And that was also a good time in California. I think how long was I out there for? I think I was there for in total probably like around the same amount of time that I was in Australia in
Like
California.
45 days.
Yeah.
Hey, to
So
piggyback along, me too. This year, we're supposed to be going to San Diego for 30 days.
yeah,
3
San
times.
Diego.
Nice.
San Diego is nice, man. I tell you, San Diego is nice. And
It's expensive though. That's what I'm not excited about.
it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
But
Apparently the food there is crazy. Yo, Judge struck out again, Lowe's.
I know.
This is
It's your
crazy.
boy.
But yeah, everybody comment below. Let us know what you would sign up for. 5 years free travel in the US, 30-day travel anywhere in the world for free as well.
Hell yeah, man. Let us know. To keep the ball rolling, we're gonna go and segue into music. Asim had sent us a couple interviews
Oh
that
my
he wanted
gosh.
us to listen
Love.
to. So that's something that I did took a listen to it, and they were interesting. We had Jay Z and then J Cole, both of their interviews. I'll let you start off with that, Asim.
So yeah, coming fresh off I'll start with the J. Cole one. Coming fresh off of that. Uh it was it was kind of like a mix of a recap of his album. Just going through that whole thing, going through just his mind throughout all of that. On top of just what's been going on in his life. Uh First I want to say, just thinking about the the interviewers in general, like Nadeska, she's a good interviewer. Um Seeing how far like some of these people came from like the beginning. Like I remember when they were doing it was Nadeska and Joe Budden and
And
uh
Ack.
yeah, academics. So and now they're all doing like separate stuff, but separate interviews with still pretty big artists. Like academics did the whole thing with uh with Kanye West, which was crazy. um and Joe Budden is, still doing his podcast and still having people up on his stuff on his platform. So, good on them for increasing and improving their stuff. Uh J. Cole, it just gives you more like a personal vibe experience. That's the type of feel I'm getting of like, he's he's just a guy just like everybody else, who has all these same feelings and emotions and things that goes on through life as a man and a husband and a father, and um trying to relearn. Like I can relate and understand trying to relearn certain things after being married and having a child, like trying to go through the things that you love doing, uh to relearn like how to love those things again. um
Mhm.
so that was the vibe I was getting throughout the interview. Just him enjoying life and enjoying what he does musically. Which I still don't think he's done doing music. So I feel like it's going to be a time that's going to come where he's like, okay, I'm in this space where I can do this. I can make this beat. I can uh, put this verse out for this person, and feel good about it. Uh, so those are all like relatable things that he's putting out, and certain things that people can learn from it and get from that. Uh, as far as the 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 discussion about when he when he said I'm backing out off the beef, it was I don't know. It was more like, oh, he's trying to be at peace for himself for backing out. That was like kind of his reasoning for it. He was like, this not me. Um, I'm not I'm not okay with what's being put out. I got too much stuff on my mind. I don't want. I'm not trying to uh be this negative person to be in this negative space and attack people that I'm cool with, uh just for that reason. um my thing is like, if you are, I don't know what he was saying in first person shooter. Was it like he's just saying that just to say it, or was he saying it just like because he truly believed that he's the top three, he's the top, etc. So like, I don't know. It's like I understand that you want that if things were different, where it was like, all right, I'm cool with going back and forth with with Kendrick and Drake, if it's just like a friendly, we taking jabs at each other. We not coming at each other's family, etc. We're not talking about this and that, and we could just see who the most lyrical. But it was never going to work that way. I don't think it was never. I don't think it was after what I don't know, after what Drake did with Meek Mill with that beef, like back to back. You can go back to Nas and Jay Z. That was just like, you know, real real heat that was going on. Or Tupac and Biggie and stuff. Um, and it was kind of like, if we're battling and doing this, it's like, where's the it, it is you can is there like friendly type of thing, like you gotta kind of have that discernment. It's like, I don't think he had the discernment when at the time it happened, where it was like, all right, we're gonna say, all right, I'm the biggest, I'm the one of the three, etc. And then when Kendrick came with that response, it was like, all right, I could just respond to it with, you know yeah, let's do this little battle thing and see who the best. But not realizing that there was a different level of passion behind the being considered the top in the game. It was like, like he said to himself, he said, "What are you? Who am I doing this for? You know, do I really love uh love what I do?" And it was like the why he was trying to come back to. And I think Kendrick, from the beginning, it was like he knew what the why was, and it never changed from the beginning. Like, he was like, I want to be the greatest artist, like, period. Like, I want to be considered one of the greatest artists for the art, for the stuff that I put out, for the work that I put in. And I don't if somebody gets in the way of that, then it's I can't. I don't care who you are. Like, we could be cool or whatever, but the only people that I'm cool with is the people that I grew up with, which is these people in TDE, et cetera, et cetera. And if you are like saying these things that challenge what I'm trying to go at, then you are now the enemy, like, period. So I think, yeah, Kendrick and J. Cole were just going about what their views of being a hip hop artist was. Um and to say that with Drake as well. Uh Drake, that's the one where it's kind of like, I don't know what his why was, what it was like to to be that top person in the game and to stay that top person again. I think it was just the superstardom of, like, all of these hits are hitting and I'm not missing,
Mhm.
and I'm being considered like the top of it all. Like, right now, like, I'm in Michael Jackson level, like, star top. So I think it was it he is part of, like, when you're challenged. I don't think he was scared of the challenge. Like, he did, obviously he responded multiple times. It was um I don't know if Drake had enough of the why of, like, the meaning behind it, like the why of why you're doing this, like, who is doing it for, like, is he truly, like,
I think Jay, in his interview, he kind of explained,
yeah,
not explained it, but he said a little thing that I think would explain why Drake did all this. Um, he basically just said that Drake and Kendrick have not liked each other for years, like
yeah,
we're talking years
yeah,
before this beef. So I just think that Drake just wanted an excuse to just kind of be like, okay, like whenever, because they've been sneak dissing each other this whole time. So finally, when something was said, I think Drake was like, I'm ready to attack.
Yeah.
And yeah, like that's where I see it coming from, because Jay kind of revealed to himself.
Yeah. So both of them didn't care about like the limit that they'll go to basically like assassinate their character, et cetera, just the beef. So I don't know. I guess J. Cole didn't have the discernment of like, I'm cool with Drake. I'm cool with Kendrick. So I thought this was gonna be like a a friendly bout, but I guess he didn't realize that there was like some serious tension and animosity between both of them, to the point where it just brewed over.
I could see where he was coming from there, especially being cool with both of them, just coming off of tour with Drake.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, him and Kendrick have come out publicly on how much they personally love each other and consider each other good friends.
Yeah.
It's one of those, I mean, you're caught in between a tough spot, like you're just like, you're wondering to yourself, is this about to be like a good beef between the friends, or is this like, wait, it's not what I think it's gonna be? Are they really just about to come at each other and make it like personal, which is exactly what they both did. They made it real personal. So I understood where he was coming from while he was explaining the interview. I did like how he was talking about, how when he makes music, he wants to make music where when it comes from the heart, and if he's not feeling it, he takes his breaks, he goes away, he just disappears for a little bit, meditates. I really like the mindset that Cole puts himself in, because it really shows that when he puts out music, it's something that he's really feeling. He called himself his own favorite artist, how he's always listening to himself.
Mm-hmm.
So I totally understand where he's coming from there. He's not going to be able to compete in that same type of a beef with them when he doesn't have the same animosity as they would. So he feels like it won't flow as good, and the pen won't be right in the way he wants it to write. So for him to back out and explaining to it, I respect it, and I totally understand it.
So
Yeah, go ahead, Asim.
I was gonna say, to allude to the Jay-Z interview, he said that battle, like beef in battle is bad for the culture of hip hop. Do y'all think, y'all agree with that?
I don't agree with that personally. Real quick, I'll just say my thoughts of the Cole interview that I saw. I just wanted to say that I think that what Cole is doing is something that needs to be appreciated, because you have a guy that's becoming, opening up and being vulnerable, which you don't see a lot of artists do, because they try to keep this persona. And Cole doesn't care, like he's willing to open up, and he has been able to show everybody basically that he's like Lo said, he's a human being just like me and you, so respect to him, first of all, for that. To me, with this interview, and I saw some highlights of the Cameron interview. It came out today at 6:00, so I didn't get to listen to it, but I got to see like some spark notes on it on Twitter. And it sounds like he kind of got like pressured. It feels like he got like pressured to release a diss track, the 7-minute drill. I feel like because he said on Cameron's podcast, he literally said that he wanted to diss Kendrick just enough to get past the public pressure of not responding, so he can move on and drop the fall off. He literally said, this is a quote: "Everything I'm saying to him, I know and he know. It's all survivable." But I think that once it came out, obviously we heard that it didn't sit right with his soul and everything, and he chose to apologize. From what I've heard from his other podcasts, it seems like he's still friends with Kendrick. Apparently he's still friends with Drake. He literally was saying how he can't wait for Drake to drop Iceman and stuff like that. He's really excited about it and stuff. I just think that the whole thing with Cole and these interviews is just showing you kind of like, hey man, this guy, he realizes excuse me, he realizes that he's older now. Same thing as Jay-Z in his interview, which we could talk about in a bit. These are older men now that they don't feel the need to keep going with the little games and playing around with people and dissing and all this stuff and being disrespectful. I think that they treat it like a sport, which that's what it is. But they don't feel the need to have to go and be disrespectful or diss anybody, the dead homies like these new school rappers do nowadays. We smoking on this pack, they're past that. They want to just have fun, and I think Cole does that. And to your point, Asim, I think that what Cole does I think that he does think that he's the one of the best rappers alive, because you have to think of that as yourself when you're an artist. If you think that somebody else is better than you, then stop making music, because at that point you're not going to want to push yourself. You're going to be like, hey, I want to be the best at this, and you want to keep making music. Same thing with being an athlete. Like any athlete out there, you ask them and they're going to be like, I'm the best in the world at this position, I'm the best of the world doing this. Even if they aren't, they still you got to see it, you got to believe it to achieve it. And it's just another thing. You got to just, kind of like believe it in yourself. So I think that Cole does believe it. And like Lo said earlier, that he was able to say that he got back to enjoying it and he became his favorite artist again. There was a point where he was making music and he liked the music he was making, but it's not like something that his favorite artist would do. His favorite artist, J. Cole, would do. And then he said that now with the fall off, he was able to do that again. So I just think that he's just getting back to the craft of him loving his work. Now, for the comment of Jay-Z saying that about the beefs, he was kind of saying how it's one of the 4 pillars of hip hop. He said it was dancing, graffiti, DJ, and then battling. And I agree with him. All those things are definitely important. They've all been pillars in hip hop. Obviously, things change. Graffiti's not really around anymore like that. DJ, I mean, there's not really like DJs like that.
I think DJs are prevalent.
Not like before, because like he said, like they were first. You had Eric B and Rakim. You had DJ Jazzy Jeff and Will Smith.
I'm thinking more like DJs have changed into like producers, like Metro Boomin and like was it DJ Khaled and who else? DJ Drama and
but they're not as like I said, like he said too, they're not as prevalent as they were before. Again, before they were the big deal, they were the big thing. Now, they were the marquee, and then the artist came after. Like crazy to think that, an artist like Rakim, who's respected to be one of the greatest rappers of all time, he wasn't the top name in the bill. It was Eric B. Eric B and Rakim, and Jazzy Jeff, DJ Jazzy Jeff, and Will Smith. So you had a lot of these people like that. So times have changed, but I don't agree with Jay in that thing. I think battling is still great. I think battling is still important. Obviously, it's lyrical exercise. It's out here trying to challenge yourself with other people. I do agree that sometimes it gets out of hand and it gets, too personal. A lot of stuff gets said. But then again, Jay-Z and Nas, they were saying some shit about each other
exactly.
too. You can't contradict yourself.
He regretted it. I think that was the issue. I think it was like, oh man, he regretted that they said all these things to each other because he liked Nas back in the day, like before the beef, and it wasn't really. It shouldn't have gone that far.
That's beef, man. Like that's the whole point with beef rap. That all about beef rap is anything is on the table. Like there is no punches that can be held. Like if you're gonna put yourself out there and you're putting your private life out there, then you're leaving it open for ammo, and someone's gonna use it against you. Unfortunately, that's just how it is.
I think it's more like the internet now. Like the prevalence of the internet has made it to the point where they will blow it up and make it worse than what it needs to be as far as when it came to the battle. Because I can agree with when some people would say, I forgot who was talking about it, but it was like, you know, once those tracks came out, it was it was like nonstop. Like every single platform was like, yeah, Drake is done. Like
Yeah.
we are put it was on television, NBA putting it on there, NFL, you know, he came out and performed in the Super Bowl, you
Yeah.
know, just like every single media outlet was like, you know, Drake is a pedophile. People
Yeah. Yeah.
roll with his
Yeah.
pedophiles. So it was like, do you have the fortitude to like block it all out and be like, all right, this is a beef. I know it's not true. So like you take the L. I mean, you take the L and then move on. Like I feel like Meek Mill kind of did it. Um, yeah, Jay-Z did it. Obviously, you know, he was able to move on from
Biggie. Because
yeah,
Biggie
Biggie.
probably, Tupac had one of the most disrespectful disses,
Yeah, yeah, hit
before.
him up. Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like are you able to move on from it and still be successful from it? I think what's making it worse now is because of how how far it went, but then also the aftermath of like what Drake has been putting out as well, where it's like you moved on, but the type of stuff that you've been putting out has not been like saying like you've moved on from it. We don't get that vibe that you've moved on from it, or you know, or the internet is just taking a side to it where it's like, you know, we don't even listen to you no more. We don't even uh you know, we're just, you know, on Team Kendrick, etc. Team Kendrick or Team Drake. But it's like what Jay-Z is trying to say. He wants everybody to listen to still listen to these people even after something like that were to happen. So
I
uh
definitely feel like it's more like the time we're in now with the internet,
yeah,
are blown out of proportion with the internet, and it makes it harder.
yeah.
Um, Anything else you guys want to talk about in terms of music? I definitely wanted to say I am super excited for Tory Lanez. The new
Oh,
album reveal came out. I'm excited to listen to that.
I didn't know I didn't watch what y'all said in the chat, but we trading in some some territories if we gonna put Tory Lanez up in the pod.
Listen, guys. Say what you want, man. I'm a big
Oh
Tory
no,
fan still.
I
Tory
I'm a Tory
is
fan,
a guy, and
but
I'm excited to listen to more music. Actually, last night after that, I was just swiping up on my feeds and stuff, and like his freestyle when he was on Aiden Ross's podcast came up, and I was like, man, gotta give it to Tory, man. He really is one of the better freestylers in the game. Like he can go bar for bar with a lot of
if
people when it
you
comes to
listen
off the top.
to the Funk Flex freestyle,
Oh,
that's
classic.
that's
That's a great one.
the one. I
Yeah,
ain't gonna
that's
lie.
a
Yeah,
great one.
he was like, yeah, he was going in for a hot
8
minute.
minutes. Yeah.
Yeah,
He was going crazy on that one. I love that one. So that's something I will say I'm excited about. So don't hold it
uh,
against me, guys.
hey,
I'm
listen,
a
he
Tory
said it.
fan.
Listen,
I'm a Tory fan.
Kanye's dropping at midnight as well. He's dropping a
t-
new album, Bully.
tonight.
No AI. AI has been taken off of the album.
T-
He will be spitting the verses him.
this is tonight.
Yeah. And I've heard
What?
some of the tracks with the AI, so I'm excited to hear the
What?
regular, just him. So, hopefully it's a good
18
album.
minutes ago on Wikipedia. Ain't no way.
Bully.
Oh my gosh.
You have to listen to.
Ain't no way.
Yes, sir. Bully coming out.
Wow. Real time.
Real time reaction.
Real time reaction. Wow. Recording and meeting with Sneakio today. It said Bully will receive a full release June 15th, 2025.
June
Oh,
15th?
this is 2025. Never mind. This
Yeah,
is
yeah.
I don't know why I'm looking at the
Yeah,
time.
no, yeah. Bully's coming out. Yeah. I thought so.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
supposedly, hopefully. We'll
Oh,
cross our
this is
fingers.
this is for real, for real. And he posted on X
Yep.
with the track list. Okay.
What do you think?
I think is not going to drop and it's going to be pushed back. Per cut. And then the name is probably going to change and he's going to change up some tracks.
We'll see.
So
We'll see.
Hey, but look, let's move on. I love that little insight you guys gave. But
Wait.
we got
wait, what's next?
I was gonna say we got a UFC fight this weekend that we need to talk about.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Turn of everybody's favorite style bender, Israel Adesanya versus our guy, New Jersey's own from Vineland, only like 30 minutes away from where we all grew up from, Joe Pyfer.
Like an hour.
I believe he goes by Body Bags.
Yes.
Body Bags Pyfer.
Body Bags Pyfer. That's
Body Bags Joe Pyfer.
Joe Body Bag Pyfer.
What I want to ask you guys with this one is, all right, to start.
Yes.
If Israel loses, okay, and we'll give our predictions a little bit later, but if Israel loses this fight, is it time for him to hang it up?
Yes.
Yeah, I was gonna say yes. I think that especially if he gets knocked out. If he gets knocked out badly, which Joe Pyfer got some heavy hands, so it could possibly happen. Yeah, I think it's time for Izzy to hang it up. I know that Izzy kind of said that he got like 2-3 more years in him, but at this point you'll be coming off of I think is it 3 straight losses, 4 straight losses? I'm gonna check right now. Actually,
4.
If you were to lose to 4, yeah, it would be 4
3.
losses in a row. A decision loss to Strickland, a submission loss to DDP, and then a TKO loss to Imavov. And you're talking about another possible like TKO KO to Joe Pyfer. I mean, then the guy hasn't won since 2023. That's bad. That's really bad. Yeah, I would personally say that Izzy doesn't have anything else to accomplish in his career. I think he'll still go down as the second best middleweight of all time. He was able to defend his belt a good amount of times. He had a couple fun fights, a couple boring ones, but overall still had a good career in the UFC. Still became champion. He tried to go to 205, couldn't do it. He got his revenge on Pereira. He got 1 win over him in 4 matchups.
He did it.
Yeah, he was able to do it. So I think that Izzy doesn't have anything else to prove if he stays around. He might as well just retire, bro. Just, you earned your flowers. You did what you had to do. It's time to move on. The new blood comes in. Joe Pyfer, that'd be a huge win for Pyfer as well. He'll have beaten a former champion. And especially if it's by a knockout, it'll move him up a good amount in the rankings. But in my opinion, yeah, if Izzy were to lose, then I think it's time for him to hang it up.
See, I agree, especially I don't know if you guys saw what he said. MMA Junkie posted it. I'll read it to you guys. It says, when I'm done this weekend, I want people to be like, oh, wow, fuck. How did I ever doubt him? How did I ever think he was done? What the fuck? What the fuck was I thinking? That's the story I want to write. And like, it's classic Izzy to me. That's classic Izzy. But if he loses this one and he were to get finished in this one, yeah, he has to retire. I just feel like ever since, and like Israel coming up was one of the more highlight reel making fighters. He was really looking to be spectacular in the ring. He has that viral, moment with Kevin Gastelum for the interim title where he says, I'm prepared to die for this. And, ever since he actually captured the belt when he knocked out Robert Whittaker the first time, to me, it was never the same Israel anymore. I feel like he fell in love with being champion and he was okay with coasting once he became champion. And you saw him just not really, like, I won't say trying, but not really trying to engage with his opponent. It would be fight from afar, point fight, just walk out of there with the W so he can continue on being champion and keep making that main event championship money. Once he lost the title, you kind of saw that it was harder for him to regain that form. And I'm not talking about the first time he lost the title to Alex, because granted, he did knock out Alex, so there's nothing that we can take away from that one. But Alex did cut like 45 plus pounds for that fight. You know, when you knocked him out, congratulations, you finally did it. But then you were okay with that one being the way that the rivalry ended because you finally got your lick back, but you never wanted to fight him again at 205. You were
No,
the
you
one
don't
that
need
said,
to.
I think he should have. It's
You
one
don't
and
need
one
to.
in the UFC. You guys both knocked each other out, settled a rubber match in MMA, and
No,
show us who's actually better.
no,
I thought he was a bitch for that. And then when
no.
then the whole time after that, like, because you guys know I was real critical of Adesanya in his time as champion, and even without the belt. Because I remember when DDP was coming up and he came into DDP's face after DDP had a huge one against Robert Whitaker, and he tried to race bait him, calling him the nigga, or nigga, the N word. What's up, my nigga? This is my brother, my nigga from Africa. This, that, the third, and like he was race baiting because Israel. He's from Nigeria, so he can say it. But like somebody like DDP, who's from South Africa, which we all know South Africa is primarily a white country for Africans. He was trying to race bait him, and when he came into that fight, I called that he got submitted, and it was very humbling. He got knocked out by Sean Strickland after he kind of didn't take the Sean Strickland come up very seriously. Sean Strickland kind of got under his skin. Imavov knocked him out. I believe it was a second round knockout.
Yes.
And now if we were to lose this one and it'd be the same way, listen, my goodness, Izzy, you're going to be a Hall of Famer. Retire, especially after this. You're telling us that you want to make a wow performance, that you're going to show us the Israel from the past. If it's not that Israel from the past, a wise man once said, it's hard to be hungry when you're waking up with silk pajamas. You got the French tips on. You're walking around in silk pajamas on your podcast and on your YouTube channel. Listen,
We should have talked about that pod.
hang it up.
Listen, in my opinion, I think that this is a good matchup for both, because I think if Pyfer wins, obviously, like I said, former champion beat. He's a guy that's up way more than Pyfer in the rankings. I don't know. Yeah, Izzy is number 4 and Pyfer is 14. So you're talking about he could leap up a lot. And for Izzy, I think it's a big fight because this is a proving ground. Can you still hang with the top 15 guys? I mean, Pyfer, no disrespect to Pyfer, but he isn't like championship material in my opinion. Obviously you have like the Imavovs, you have a Hamzat, you have a DDP, you have even a Sean Strickland. I just see these guys being much better, than Joe Pyfer. So I just think that even in my opinion, even if it's a decision loss, I think Izzy needs to hang it up, because at this point you can't even hang with Pyfer. And it's time to hang it up, what else can you do? Who you gonna be fighting? Basically, MVP. I mean, I guess you could fight MVP if you want, but I mean, MVP's last couple of fights have not been entertaining either, so I don't even know if I want to see that. But to give my prediction real quick, I just
Sorry.
I've seen Pyfer fight. The Gastelum fight was an interesting one. He hurt Gastelum a few times, but Gastelum just got this big old blockhead that it's impossible to knock him out.
Yeah. Right.
I just think that Izzy gets caught with one of them, his lights probably might go out. Pyfer does have some grappling. He does average a takedown per fight. Izzy's takedown defense was better before. It hasn't been as good lately. So could that be an avenue for Pyfer? Maybe, but I'm gonna go with my gut. I think Izzy can get it done. I think Izzy could get it done by decision. I don't think he'll finish Pyfer. I just see Pyfer gassing out, and Izzy obviously has been in a lot of 5-round fights, so I just think that Izzy will be able to take the advantage there. I think Izzy loses the first 2, and I think he's able to win the last 3. I'd say split decision win for Izzy.
Yep. I'm gonna piggyback on that. I do think that Izzy, if he's motivated the way he says he is, he's gonna go out there. He's gonna put on a show. Again, I don't see him knocking out Pyfer, although unless Pyfer gasses out. But I also don't see Pyfer being able to take him down. He might get one, but I don't think he can do it consistently. Izzy's takedown defense has been proven to be really one of the better ones in the division. And Izzy is the decisionator when it comes to this division as well. So we got to give Izzy the nod.
Decisionator.
Yep, the decisionator.
Yes, he
So I go Israel Adesanya, unanimous decision over the New Jersey's own Joe Pyfer. I will be rooting for Joe Pyfer, though. I'm a Pyfer fan. I love that he's from where we grew up in South Jersey. So, yeah, man. Let's go
What about you,
Pyfer.
Esteem? Who are you picking?
I'm picking Israel.
Yeah.
You saw how he
been my guy
defended
since
Israel, man.
the beginning, man.
Nah, your guy is Bilal Muhammad. That's your guy.
Well, yes. Bilal Muhammad is my guy. But Israel was the original guy before Bilal. Bilal Muhammad.
No, Bilal was way before Izzy.
You know what? But no, I feel like
Izzy wasn't even in the UFC yet when you were
wasn't?
showing love to
for
Bilal.
real?
Yes,
Oh,
he wasn't
man.
even in the UFC yet.
Because I remember watching Bilal when he was like fighting
When he was undefeated
prelims.
still, and then he got
like,
knocked out by who was it? Alan Joban knocked him out or something. I forgot who was that knocked him out. And I was like, and he was like, no.
But then look at him now. Man had the belt,
and then he lost it right away.
At least he had it. He had the belt.
He did. He did.
All right. So that was my
real quick. Asim, I just gotta ask. So you were pretty adamant there earlier. Why do you think he shouldn't give it? He shouldn't have given Alex that rematch at 205 for the belt, or even Alex was even willing to go back down to 185 to get that trilogy fight with Adesanya. Adesanya was adamant on no, he doesn't deserve a rematch. Why do you agree with that? Why do you say no, he doesn't need it?
I'm saying no, he doesn't need it because why risk it? He got his moment. So there's no need. Just let him have that W that he's been waiting for so long, and end it at there. Like that's what I say. It's two sides to it. You could be like, man, I don't care. All right, let's do it again and see what happens. But I think Israel was still in that, like, I guess, champions mindset of like, I could also, it could be the heel turn of my whole career being ended if I lose again to him. So I guess it's more of a strategic move on his part. And I
personally like, not to cut you off, I just feel like if it's 1-1 in MMA, we always want the rubber match. I hate the fact that we didn't get it here. I do hate the fact that we didn't get it with Nate Diaz and Conor McGregor. They teased it for so long, we never got it.
Yeah.
I'm just a fan. Like, trilogies, they're there for a reason. They're there, and they can make so much money off of it.
They can. I think I don't think it was about the money. I think it was more about just like the I don't want to get knocked out again by from Israel. So
I get
it. It was, I think, that knockout by Israel, I think that was the most unexpected knockout.
The reason why I want the trilogy again, well, I don't want it now because at this point, I think we all agree that Alex is way ahead of Adesanya when it comes to the all-time rankings. Like, it shouldn't even be that close. But the reason why I wanted it is because you finally did get your knockout against Alex, and You're the reason that Alex actually came to the UFC. Well, I'll never forget it. I'll never let him live it down either. You were talking about how Alex gonna be that one guy at the bar. I beat that guy one time, and then now look at him. You called a monster to the UFC.
You can't. Well, you can't say now. You can't say I lost to him twice in a row. So
no, you say you can.
You could be like you could be the greatest, but I still knocked you out. So I was still one of the three that beat you. So I would take that. You could surpass me in the UFC all-time rankings, but I was still a champion at the time, and I still knocked you out in your prime as well. So
I wouldn't say his prime because he's always been older in the UFC, but I give him that. He just got a knockout, but
and I think they both have respect for each other.
Champion, and not God forbid, because I want it to happen, but like imagine if can't think of his name right now. Alex beats Cyril Gane and becomes a 3-division champion.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Israel gonna be like, oh man, I'm jealous of that. Like
he literally did what Izzy wanted to do, which was move up to 205, and he literally accomplished what Izzy couldn't do.
Yeah.
And now he's doing something that Izzy was definitely not gonna do. And now he's going up to heavyweight to go and fight, for that belt. Like, I mean, like Lo said, I mean, I think that they're far apart in career in career standings, I guess, or like GOAT status or whatever you want to put it. Even though Alex has less time in the UFC, Alex has less time in MMA than Adesanya. It's just everything that he's accomplished in his career is incredible. He's basically like on a speed run. That's the best way to put it. Alex is on a speed run. He's like, I only have a certain amount of time. I'm fighting like as much as possible. And he did. He fought like 3 times in a year. He saved a couple events for UFC. And now, he wants to do what he wants to do. And the UFC is going to say yes, because he did all the favors for them. And that's what happens. I would have liked to see the rubber match with Adesanya and Alex, but this is what I think in that aspect. I think that Izzy saw how he fought at 205, and I don't think that he liked it. I think that he didn't like the extra weight. I don't think that he liked fighting against Jan. I think Jan was I think he noticed like the bigger weight, the heavier shots. I think Jan even like took him down a couple of times as well. So he felt the strength. So obviously, like, think about it. He fought Alex at 85 and he was able to put him out. Now you're talking about this guy has a 20 pound weight increase. So now he doesn't have to cut at 20. He don't have to cut 20 less pounds. Yeah. And his chin's gonna be a lot better. And he's been knocking dudes dead at light heavyweight. I think that Izzy saw that and he was like, no, I'm not gonna go up there again. I am not trying to get slept. I think I'm just gonna stick to 85 at this point in my career. And I mean, it's smart. It's a smart thing. Again, it's the same thing with Charles Oliveira that we talked about. When you're older, these knockouts, they matter. You don't want to keep getting slept, although Izzy, got knocked out, the last fight. But you want to try to be careful with these things. These fights have to matter more because you don't have as much time left in your career. You're older, so recovery takes longer. The camps take longer. That's why I think that with a loss here, I think Izzy should retire because, I mean, right now he's only fighting once a year. So if you wait another year, you're going to fight again in 2027. You'll be on a 4-fight losing streak. Like, nah, at that point, just retire, bro. Like, just hang it up, chill, cheer on your guys at City Kickboxing, cheer on Alex, cheer on Hooker for whatever Hooker does. And that's it, bro. Just leave it at that, in my opinion.
But the money.
I don't think he needs the money. He's good where he's at.
Chilling.
Who knows
he's
what
good where he's at. And he doesn't make championship money anymore. He's not a champ.
Yeah.
So his check is less.
He's just doing it for the love of the game at this point, I guess.
I think he wants. I think he just like what Lowe said. Those comments. I think he wants to prove something to himself and to the haters. I think he wants to prove that he's got one more run in him. But I just feel like if you lose here, it's over. Like
yeah,
you can't even beat the number 14 guy.
We on a run and talking about older people in the hindsight of their career. Just back-to-back topics of Jay-Z, J. Cole, now Israel.
Everybody's favorite guy.
Just
the old guy one day.
Just father time. Meanwhile, we taking the 10 million. Forget about being 6 years old.
Yeah,
we're taking the
10 million, baby.
Hey, look, so I do want to talk about a couple other things with this card, because this card is actually, I'm not going to say it's stacked, but it's not a bad fight night card at all. Co-main event for this fight, Alexa Grasso versus Maycee Barber. That's going to be a really good one in my opinion. I know a lot of people look at the women's fight as the break fight of the night. This one is definitely one to keep an eye out. As we already know, Alexa Grasso is a former champion in the UFC with her submission victory over Valentina Shevchenko. She is on a losing streak now, though, unfortunately for her. She has that draw to Valentina. Then she lost to Valentina, and then she lost to Silva, Natalia Silva, almost said Jessica Silva. So those are her recent performances. And then Maycee Barber, a lot of people were looking at her at one time as the future of the division. Let's see. Yeah, she's 15-2-0. She's currently on she's on a win streak currently.
7 win streak.
Yeah, 7-fight win streak. So
six by knockout.
And this isn't the first time that they're fighting. Maycee Barber lost to Alexa Grasso before. I believe that was her last loss, so it's a rematch. I think this is going to be a really good fight, and one that I'm kind of excited to watch. They could go either way too. I know Maycee Barber's on a run. Alexa Grasso, ever since she won the belt, she's kind of been on the decline, but she's also been fighting Valentina Shevchenko and then Natalia Silva, who a lot of people consider one of the future champions in the division.
Yeah, she's a beast. I think that this is a good fight for both. I think that this is not Valentina. I'm sorry. This is Alexa's last chance to try to get a run going to try to win the championship back. I think that with a loss here, she just gets lost in the shuffle. She's gonna be kind of like one of those gatekeepers, like, hey, if you could beat her, you can get through to the championship. She didn't lose to bad people. Like I said, she lost to Valentina, the champ, and she lost to Natalia Silva, who, if I'm not mistaken, I think she's got to be the next one in line to fight Valentina, because she beat Rose as well, Natalia. So I would like to see that. But Maycee, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't really like Maycee like that. I never was super into her as a fighter. I just don't like her style like that. And then I think the thing that rubbed me the wrong way with her too was that she was trying to say that she was gonna beat John Jones's youngest champion record. Didn't do it. You see how hard it is. Same thing with Raul Rosas. You're gonna see how hard it is as well. It's a thing that's it's a record that might go unbroken. Like, it might just never be broken. John is here. He's here. Everyone else is down here. John is a different level. But I'll give it to Maycee. She's on a really good win streak. She beat some good people. The Miranda Maverick fight, I did score that fight for Miranda. I was a big fan of Miranda, but she got the split there. She got a lot of decision fights. The Andrea Lee one, I didn't think that was that close. I thought she beat Andrea Lee, and I didn't get to see the Karine Silva fight or nothing like that. I did see the Amanda Hebos fight. She beat the hell out of her. So this is I wouldn't say a big. Yeah, this is a big step up for her, actually, because you're facing a former champion. Alexa's got decent hands. That's what she's really well known for. But her takedown defense is not good, unfortunately. And Macy she's gonna always try to grapple. So I see this being a decision win for Macy Barber, and her being next in line to fight the winner of Natalia Silva and Valentina Shevchenko if they make that fight. Or maybe the same thing could happen that happened with Strickland. Natalia Silva, unfortunately, she's not a talker. She is not a person that really is going to sell fights. Macy Barber, she has the what's it called? She has the advantage that she's an American. She speaks English very well, obviously, because she's American, and she'll be able to sell the fight better than Natalia Silva. So maybe she'll be able to sneak into the title shot. But I see Macy Barber winning this fight and moving on to fight next for the title.
Agreed. How about you, Wasim?
I think I'm gonna go with. I'll probably go with Macy Barber. Because I do recall watching the Grasso versus Shevchenko fight. I think I've seen 2 out of the 3. Because what I'm just realizing is that they went back to back to back fights, and she lost all of them, or she got split.
No.
She got split, and then
she won the first one. She won the first one by submission. They drawed the second one, and then she lost.
Oh yeah, I remember.
They're 1-1-1.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. I feel like I think the fight that she lost, from what I recall, was Shevchenko was pretty
dominant.
Yeah, it was a pretty. I remember it was super dominant. And it
super.
All right, like you not there yet. Like you're not on a league. You're on a whole different league. So I think it's just credit to Shevchenko. So I feel like no matter who fights her, it's not going to be a simple, easy fight for them. Whoever
100%
steps in the ring, because even the Zhang Weili fight, like it didn't seem like Weili was doing that much to Shevchenko, and I was thinking that was going to be I was thinking it's going to be a super good fight.
Valentina, she's the second greatest female fighter of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah.
So, we're not going to give our predictions for these ones, but I'm going to give a quick speed through for the rest of the card because I do like it a lot. We got 2 veterans fighting here: Michael Chiesa versus Nico Price.
That's Chiesa's retirement fight. He's done after this.
Yeah. I think that's a really fun fight. Julian Rosa. Good question. I don't know off the top of my head.
Because age might play an effect.
Nah, they gave Chiesa. I think this is a layup for Chiesa. I'm gonna be real with you. Chiesa has no hands. He has like no KO power at all. Nico Price has probably like a terrible chin now after all the knockouts that he's been getting. But I think Chiesa gets a dominant win here by submission. Chiesa's all about getting the grappling and stuff. So I think the UFC low-key did him a favor here in this matchup.
Nico Price has like on a whole losing streak.
Oh yeah.
It's like almost all knockouts, and them knockouts are terrible, man. He gets slept bad.
Yeah. Like I was saying, Julian Erosa versus Larian Douglas. We got Mansour Abdul Malik versus Yusri Belgori. I can never say his name, but I feel like they are feeding him to Mansour, and good luck, my friend. And then we got everybody's favorite T-Rex, Terrence McKinney versus Kyle Nelson.
Bro, bet the under 1.5. Bet the under. This dude, Terrence McKinney, he does not go longer than like 2.5, 3 minutes. He is kill or be killed. Asim, look at his Wikipedia page and look at his fights. It's literally all finishes. He has he has 0 decisions. 0 decisions.
Man.
man. Definitely. And
So
he doesn't
expect
have a
the finish there again.
chin. He doesn't have a chin. either.
And he always it's always 2 wins and then a loss, and then 2 wins, then a loss, and 2 wins, then a loss. So I'm expecting a win here.
It's a good analysis there.
Hey, look, he was right. He was right about what's the dude's name? The dude that just only knocks out black people.
Oh, Drew Dober. That's mind you, Drew Dober knocked him out. He was one of he was one of them. Derek
Oh, no.
McKinney's one of them. Yeah.
Oh no.
And it was bad. It was a bad knockout. That's what I'm saying,
Oh
man.
no.
This is a mythical creature in MMA. T-Rex under 1.5 rounds. It always happens.
So is he like the
Asim, listen, just listen to this. We'll go real quick. His last fight, he lost in 2 minutes and 30 seconds of the first round. Literally 2.5
and Chris Duncan
submission.
won?
Yep, Chris Duncan. Then he won by submission in 55 seconds of first round. Then he won by TKO in 2 minutes of the first round.
Bro,
He
this man
lost
is
in
just
KO.
swinging, bro.
He does not believe in going to 3 rounds. He wants a finish.
He not even blocking nothing. He just swinging.
Quick money, man. Quick money.
That's it.
He
Quick
said-
money, in and out. He either gets slept or somebody gets slept
Oh yeah, he got
by
set.
him.
He
He's
like a Derek Lewis.
that's killer be killed. That's killer be
Mhm.
killed.
He a Derek Lewis.
So expect fireworks with that one. It'll be quick, but it'll be fireworks. He's never had a boring fight. I'll give it to him.
Bro, he hit him with that elbow. I see it. Yeah, he took him down with that elbow in the clinch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well-
All right.
With that being said, guys, let's move on. Let's move on.
Oh,
Wait, hold on. I got a
I just
question.
I want to say one thing real quick too about the card.
Go ahead.
I think that the sleeper fight of the card is going to be Ricky Simone versus Adrian Yanez. I like Adrian Yanez a lot. I think that his stand-up was pretty good. Obviously, he's kind of been exposed with it. He's been getting worked lately. But I think a matchup with Ricky Simone should be a decent one. I think they're going to put up a good scrap together. Ricky Simone does grapple a good amount, but he has been known to throw hands as well. So I think that's going to be the sleeper fight of the night right there.
Oh yeah, I like that.
And are you going to the fight, Carlos?
Oh yeah, Los, are
It's
you
in
going?
Seattle.
And I'm not going to the fight, unfortunately.
It's in Seattle.
You don't want to see Izzy?
So it's not that I don't want to see Izzy, but as you guys know, my wife is pregnant.
Oh yeah.
We are this week or next week is time, so
I'll be
I
in
got to
that.
be on go mode.
Mhm,
Yeah,
that's for sure.
I don't know if we potted next week. Then it's gonna be.
Oh, we
more
potting, we
people
potting.
We'll pod for
Ain't no
sure.
pod. You gonna be
Unless
gonna be-
it happens to be next Wednesday, then you know what I mean that's the exception. But
yeah.
If anything, I'll get the login from Los. We'll fill in.
that
Oh,
is
yeah.
correct.
We'll get a guest in. We'll see who can be a guest.
We'll bring
We'll
AP
talk about
in.
that off
Yeah, we'll
air.
bring AP in. Yeah,
Off air. Yeah.
yeah.
Want to move on real quick and talk about last week's fight. Main event was a kind of a big fight. Movsar Evloev wins against Lerone Murphy, majority decision. Personally, I thought it should have been a split decision. I thought Lerone could have probably edged it out, but Movsar, man, he looked like a man possessed in those last 2 rounds. Wanted to get your quick inputs on that. Give you guys your flowers for picking Movsar. Did go with Lerone, but you know that's just because I'm a fan, and I thought that he could do enough to keep it standing. Granted, he did apparently dislocate his hip, so yeah, that's unfortunate circumstances there. What do you guys think?
I personally had it scored a draw. I thought it was a very, very close fight. The surprising thing, Movsar did not wrestle until the last couple minutes of the 3rd round. I was very surprised by that. And then he obviously used his grappling for the rest of the other 2 rounds, which helped them, I think, secure the win. In my opinion, I thought that Lerone looked decent. He looked decent out there. I thought the striking was pretty crisp. The only thing is it's just the same thing we talked about last week. The English fighters, they just their weakness is the grappling. I don't know what it is, but they're all just so that's like their weakness. Except for Patty, that's the only person I can think of that has actually good grappling that is from England. So I wasn't surprised to see Mozart kind of not really dominate because Lerone did good getting up a lot and he was never in danger. But I kind of expected Mozart to win in those exchanges. Mozart striking the first 2 rounds definitely surprised me because Mozart is not really known for the stand up. I don't think that in my opinion, I don't think he hit Lerone with anything that was too crazy, too like devastating. What I thought, and I saw Ariel Hawani say this. It felt like somebody pressured him to kind of be like, "Yo, you gotta throw hands in this fight because they might try to pass you over again and give it to John Silva for the title shot." So maybe he tried to, take those chances in the first 2, and then after seeing that he couldn't, he just decided to go into his wrestling, his grappling bag, and obviously like he was gonna be able to at least etch a draw or a win. But listen, a win's a win for Mozart. He moves on. He's 20-0 now. He's undefeated. So I mean, you can't deny that he's got a title shot looming. But of course, we're in the business of the UFC where you're trying to make entertaining fights. And the fact of the matter is that Mozart has been in 4 back-to-back close decision fights. The Diego Lopez fight was very close. The Arnold Allen fight was not as close, but it was still The Aljamain Sterling was very close. A lot of people thought he lost that fight.
Oh yeah. Oh my
now
god.
you have this one where, he fought Lerone, and I had it scored a draw in my opinion. I thought that Mozart did win 3, 4, and 5. But with the point deduction in round 4, it would have made it a draw. So I don't know, like the UFC, I could see them passing him up. Again, this is the same thing we're going back to with Strickland and Imavov. Strickland is the better talker. Strickland is, the guy that knows English. He's American, and they gave him the title shot. Mozart, I'll give it to Mozart. His English is better than John Silva, but John Silva has a thing going for him that he's first of all, his fighting style is marketable. It's aggressive. The dude is kill or be killed as well. And he talks a big game, and even though you have to translate it, the dude talks and people like him. I'd say he has a bigger fan base than Mozart, so I could see it happening. I know Volkanovski, shout out to him. He literally said, I want to fight Mozart because he's the toughest fight in the division. He deserves it. Volk's not scared of nobody. Respect to you. But I just don't think
I said he was gonna do.
Yeah, I just don't think that Mozart did himself any favors here to push himself more forward to get the title shot, both with performance and obviously afterwards with promo. But listen, at the end of the day, how much more can you deny this guy for being, from getting the shot? He deserves it. He's 20-0. He's, even though the fights have been close, he's still got the W. Give him the shot, man. Give him the shot.
100%. One last thing before we swap topics here. What do you guys think about it? Michael Venom Page's comments where he says, he doesn't like the way he's been winning fights lately. It feels as if fighters don't really want to engage with him anymore, and they can't take him down. And, just it kind of becomes a boring fight because they're not really trying to engage with him. It feels like a cat and mouse type of game, and they're playing it safe so they don't get knocked out, but they end up just giving away the fight.
I feel like that's like the double-edged sword that he has done. Obviously, like He's very well known for the viral KO celebrations that he has, for the showboating that he does. He's got like a highlight reel of it. So now you have these fighters that they don't want to end up on a highlight reel. Obviously, like, these fighters are incentivized to get the win any form they can, because they get they get half of their money from that win. So I just think that I get what MVP is trying to say, but also you have to do your part too to engage. You got If you want to go out there, you want to make the fight exciting, then you throw all caution to the wind. You do what a Justin Gaethje does, where he'll do anything. He'll throw his chin out there in the air for you to catch it. Or you do what a Terrence McKinney does, where he's like, I'm not going to the second or third round. I'm kill or be killed right now. So if you're gonna complain about not getting the correct matchups or the correct fighting style, that's on you, bro. Like, you accepted the fight. You know who this is.
So for me, I don't even think it's that, because this fight, for example, his opponent Sam Patterson, they didn't shoot a single takedown in this fight. I feel like the fighters are just scared to engage with him. And like, I feel like if they were to wrestle him, because I remember Ian Gary kind of did that in a sense, is kind of like grapple him a little bit, then outstrike him, use his reach and his range, and just play the long fight. And that was his only loss in the UFC. Outside of that, like, these fighters they're not grappling him. They're not engaging with him. I'm looking at the fight recap right now for this. He landed 54% of his strikes. Sam Patterson only landed 32% of his strikes. 27 significant strikes for MVP, and Patterson only landed 12 significant strikes. I just feel like, you know, they are, in a sense, I agree with him, scared to engage with him. If you look at the Cannonier fight, he beat Cannonier. Cannonier, somebody who we remember, he's always thrown caution to the wind. He's always, trying to knock somebody out, and he as well played it safe. The Magomed fight, another fight that he won, another unanimous decision. Magomed, on the bright side, he did try and fight with him, and that was a fun fight to see. And MVP kind of showed him that there are levels to the striking game with somebody like him. And Kevin Holland as well. He kind of made Kevin Holland look a fool. And again, kind of like you said too, he showboated on him a little bit. He put his face in the front. He kind of laughed at him, did his little celebrations and stuff. And yeah, kudos to him too for being the only Bellator fighter right now to actually show how good he really is in the UFC and not letting the bright lights of the UFC get to him. But I agree with him. I think these fighters they're scared to get put on a highlight reel. They're scared to get knocked out, so they're going in there and they're being a little gun shy with I'll give him the crown. He is one of the better. No, he is one of the best counter strikers that the sport of MMA has ever seen. He has been finished before, so it's not impossible to beat him. But in terms of his counter striking, he is elite and one of the best one that the entire sport of MMA has ever seen, not just the UFC. So that's just the last thing I wanted to talk about in terms of MMA. I just thought that was really fun. And MVP, he kind of looked frustrated the way he won. And Sam Patterson was definitely scared to engage with him. But, without further ado, let's move on. Where are we? Let's see. So I believe we're going next to NBA talk.
Yeah.
And good one that you pointed out, man. Can Luka threaten to win the MVP with his run of performances lately? Asim, you've been a little quiet. We'll start off with you. What do you think?
No, I think I'm still under the Joker will be MVP. I don't think he's gonna sit out. I don't think he's gonna miss another game, barring an injury, obviously. So that's just my take. I think Joker should get the MVP, but there's not to discredit what Luka is doing. He's definitely in the conversation now that Cade is probably most likely going to be out. So yeah, he'll be the next man up. You know, probably number 3.
I would say he's like number 4 or 5. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh, I forgot you got Jalen Brown as number 3. But
Jalen Brown and Wemby. Wemby's
oh
been
yeah,
balling
Wemby, but
as
has he missed? He hasn't missed.
No, he's good. He's still in
He's
qualifications.
still okay.
Yeah. Hmm.
How
All
about
right.
you, Peter?
I think he can threaten. I'm not gonna sit here and say that he can't. I think that this run that he's been going on has been insane. I had to look it up real quick because they played today and he actually broke a record today. He's got the do 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 do. He's the first player since Michael Jordan to average 40 points per game in a 6-game road game span. So, and that was done in 1986. So that's a crazy thing to break. But in the last 11 games, Luka is averaging 39 and a half points per game, which is basically 40. We round up. 8 rebounds per game, 7 assists per game, 3 steals per game, a block per game. He's been shooting 48% from the field, 39% from 3, and he's been playing like around 38 minutes per game. Incredible. It's incredible to see this.
Absolutely.
Like I said, we I feel like here the one thing that we are is we're somewhat biased, obviously, because we like our players from our favorite teams and stuff. But in aspects like this, we're not biased. We're gonna go and we're just straightforward. If somebody's having a bad game, if they're having a bad stretch, we're gonna be honest and say this person's been playing like trash. But and we've done that with Luka, obviously talking about his defense and him complaining to the refs. Los obviously had that famous rant about him regarding that. But we also give flowers when deserved, when they do incredible things. And Luka right now, he is deserving of those flowers. What he's done since the All-Star break is something incredible. He's been playing like the best player in the world. Honestly, there's no other way around it. Today he had 43.7 assists, 6 rebounds. He was 50% from the field in 38 minutes. Like, he's showing that he is just, again, it was against Miami, so not the greatest team in the world, but this is what you're supposed to do against these teams. You're supposed to blow them out. You're supposed to put on your best performance, and that's what he's been doing.
Mhm.
The other day he dropped like 60, I think. Like,
Yeah.
he's been doing great. And can he threaten? Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you that he can't. There could be a time where Jokic misses that one game and he's out, and then it's
Yeah.
just hey, it's SGA, it's Wemby, and then you have Jalen Brown and Luka, and then you kind of go of like, are these people that are voting for the MVP? Are these guys that are like, hey, we're gonna take a look at everything you've done all season, or are you a guy that's like, what have you done for me lately? And what you've done for me lately, it's Luka. Luka's the best right now. In my opinion, I don't think he wins the MVP. I still think that um I would like Jokic to win. I think Jokic is having a better year than SGA, but I think SGA is just gonna, if he continues to play, they're gonna give it to SGA. The whole 20-point streak that he broke, it's gonna be the talk of the year. And obviously, OKC having the best record in the league is gonna help him as well. So, but like I said, he can threaten, and he's been making a very good run at putting his name in those discussions.
100%. He's currently number 3 right now in the rankings that I'm looking at. But personally, to me, I definitely think he can threaten for it. He's definitely should be a name for the MVP. I would have him 5 over Cade Cunningham. But before Victor Wembanyama, Jalen Brown, Nikola Jokic, and Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. The reason why, I mean, I'm gonna just give shout outs, credit to where credit is due. The league is cooked, absolutely cooked. Victor Wembanyama, guys, he's still young, he's still new into the game, but my God, good luck once he actually like give him like another year or two in the league. Good luck. That's all we can say is good luck. The league is going to be his. I mean, tonight against Memphis, we just talked about when you're playing a bad team, you establish your dominance. He had 19 points, 15 rebounds, 3 assists, 7 blocks. 3 steals. My God. What are you supposed to do with somebody like this? The game before this, it was against Miami. And once again, 26 points, 15 rebounds, 4 assists, 5 blocks. Like, the man is an offensive nightmare. He can do anything on that court. And defensively, once again, just a fucking menace. I mean, for the season, he's averaging 26.6, 11.2 rebounds, 3 assists, and almost 4 blocks a game with 1.2 steals. I mean, if he doesn't run away with the Defensive Player of the Year award, I mean, I don't know what the fuck the league is doing, but he's definitely in contention for the MVP. Obviously, as you just said, SGA, his run of 20-point games is he's probably going to win it. His consistency with that, one being one of the more consistent shooters in the NBA. I mean, we'll talk about everything else later, but I mean, it's hard to compete with what he's doing. And then Jokic, who's the only other guy who can really compete with what he's doing. I mean, as long as he doesn't miss that extra game, the man's a walking triple-double. He can do everything on the court.
It's not even fair. It's not even fair, those triple doubles. He almost had another 20-20-20 game yesterday. He had 23 points, 17 rebounds, 17 assists. There's only been 4 20-20-20s in NBA history, and Jokic has like 2 of them, or he has 1 of them, I think it is. So he would have the second one, I think. That's crazy, man. Like, Jokic just doing incredible things. Like, it's literally a walking triple double. And like I said, and the defense is getting better. This past game, he didn't have the steal or the block, but the game before that, 2 steals, a block. The game before that, 1 block, 1 steal. The game before that, 1 steal, 3 blocks. The only thing is Wemby, I'll give it to him. That defense is incredible. He's not a walking triple double with the assists, but man, he could get up there with the blocks. He could average a triple double possibly in his career with the blocks.
Hell yeah. And kind of like we just said with Jokic, I mean, he could do everything on the court. It's getting ridiculous with his numbers at this point. Like, if he doesn't win the MVP, in my opinion, it's just because recency bias and they just want to give it to Shea. I feel like Jokic is well deserving for the MVP. Excuse me. And just like you said, his stats are just incredible. And then I'm a homer. I'm always going to ride with my guys. I feel like Jaylen Brown, as the GOAT LeBron James has said, his nickname should be underappreciated, because that is exactly what he is. Jaylen Brown, underappreciated. Tonight, we got the win against OKC. 31.
Yep, that's what I was going to say.
8 assists, 10-point victory for us. A lot of people, they don't acknowledge the Celtics and our players for what they do, but his last, I want to say 5 or 6 game stretch. I mean, 41 points, 32 points, 30 points, 29 points, 31 points. Each of them having high numbers of rebounds and assists, steals in most of them. I mean, again, Celtics are the number 2 seed in the East. Without Cade Cunningham now, there's a good chance that we take that number 1 seed from them. I mean, the Detroit just lost tonight, close game, but they did just lose tonight to the Hawks. So there's a world where the Celtics, led by JB, we take over, and the road through the Eastern Conference comes through Boston once again. So it's going to be a very tough end of the year coming up, and I just Jaylen, I'm a Celtics fan. I'm gonna make sure that you keep getting your flowers. And
he deserves it. He had a great game today. Obviously against OKC, he had SGA in shambles. Today. Like you said, Los, he almost had a triple double, almost a 30-point triple double today, and he had 2 steals as well. Played 39 minutes. Again, like, it's incredible to see what he's done. He's definitely stepped it up and showed that he's the star of the team. Tatum at one point, obviously everybody always said that was Tatum's team. Nah, it's Brown's team, buddy. It's Brown's team.
And real quick, I do just want to say, with Jason Tatum, I love you. Okay, you were easily my favorite player, if not my second favorite player on the Celtics. This year would probably be my second favorite player because of how good Jaylen Brown is doing. And I want to see you recover well from this Achilles. I really think the issue with you, Jason Tatum, and this is coming from the heart, is you chuck too many shots up. You sometimes you take really bad shots, and you're trying to be a player that you're good at taking threes, you're good at shooting, but you got to cut that down a little bit. Like your strength is driving to the basket, using your handles, using your athleticism. Granted, this year I'll give you the pass, you're still getting used to everything from a torn Achilles, but that to me has always been the issue with Jason Tatum. It's the fact that you are a shot chucker and you are willing to take a billion shots and have an awful shooting percentage. I feel like if you just took what Jaylen Brown and SGA have been doing this year, you started working the mid range instead of taking less threes. You started, focusing on getting the team involved, which you've always been good at. Your rebounding's always been elite, and just driving, man. Like you see Jaylen, he's so strong down there. He's getting to his spots. He's not letting people bully him out of his spots. He's strong. Like, take the off season, train with JB, get that strength up, do what he does with that whole underwater training, and just stick to the game, man. Because when you're driving full force to the basket, you're one of the more unstoppable players in the league, and you really can dominate if you just stuck to the game plan. You're not gonna be Stephen Curry, Luka Doncic. Like we just said, he's doing it right now, but he just started doing this at the tail end of the year. He wasn't doing this all year. He is averaging 30 plus the entire season, but there was a nice long stretch there where he was cold from beyond the arc. His efficiency was never really the best, and now he's hit his groove. He's hit his hot spot. Not everybody's going to do that. Not everybody's a Luka Doncic. Stick to your strength. I want to see you come back, and I want to see you be back in the MVP talk as well. It'd be great for my Celtics to have two players that are mentioned in that MVP race. So that's my little rant I want to say on Jason Tatum, because we all know that when you're healthy, when you're 100%, which will give you the benefit of the doubt right now, you are coming back quickly from a torn Achilles. So this year, we just want to see you get better and do better and get your confidence back. But next year, man, just less threes, work the mid range more. The points are gonna come. Drive more, dunk more, do whatever you need to do, man. But those 2 points, as SGA and Jaylen Brown are showing, they add up quickly. And I think the mid range game is coming back to the NBA. I know it disappeared for a little bit, especially with the whole 3-point renaissance that Stephen Curry started, but they're bringing back the mid range, and it's nice to see.
Even Jokic too.
Yeah, man, Jokic is another one. So we'll talk about this real quick, but I want to ask you guys something. I know you guys saw the report. They're saying how the NBAPA wants to abolish the 65 game minimum rule following the Cade Cunningham injury. How do you guys feel about that?
Asim? We don't hear you, Asim. We don't hear you.
Technical difficulties.
Well, while Asim gets it together, I'll go and say mine. No, we still don't hear you, Asim. I'm gonna say that listen. Let's be real. Let's be real here. I think that I'm in favor of keeping the rule itself. We don't want to have a situation going on where teams are sitting out their players, for 20, 30 games, and then just because of the 40, 50 games that they played, they're like, yep, automatically this is the MVP. In my opinion, I still think that, the most valuable player is going to be that player that is on the court doing the important performance on there to make sure that their team wins. Look, Jokic, for example, he missed games because he was hurt. He's come back. He has one game that he can miss and it's over. And you still see him, bro. Like, he's still out there. He's still doing his thing. He's possibly tired. He's possibly, exhausted from it. But guess what? He's out there because he wants to try to, win for his team. That's an MVP right there. Excuse me. You have a player like Wemby. Wemby's out there when he's healthy. You're not going to see him sit. He's going to play every game he can. Jaylen Brown. I'm sorry. Jaylen Brown's another one. He's going to play every game that he can. If he's healthy, he's going to be out there. But I just don't agree with that. Why should Cade Cunningham still be able to win a possible MVP if the guy is going to miss the allowed games possible? No, give it to the players that have been able to stay out there every single night that they can, and they made the minimum games required or above that. Give it to them. Those are people that they stayed healthy enough for it and they played good enough for it. So they're the ones that really, deserve it, in my opinion. And if you're talking about, and this is my issue with SGA winning MVP again this year, is that in the time that we seen SGA out, the Thunder were still playing well. They were playing really good. They were on a good winning streak. You don't see the same thing with Jokic. When Jokic is out, that team is in shambles. The Nuggets are not the same. Like, they need him. Same thing with the Spurs. When Wemby's out, they don't play the same thing. They need him to win. Of course, OKC is very fortunate that they have a well-balanced team. They have a deep roster. But then again, it comes down to the same thing. Most valuable player. We see that with Luka. Luka is the most valuable player right now. Without Luka, that Lakers team is not making the playoffs. They're not going there because LeBron is not the same as before. It's just a reality. LeBron is not the same LeBron from 10 years ago. This is a 40-year-old LeBron who is not as quick anymore. He's not as efficient as before. He doesn't have the same drive as before. And he doesn't even have the same recovery as before. We've seen that he was out due to injuries. LeBron never was like that. Now, Luka's out here. Any game he plays, he makes a difference on the court, and he's out there playing as many games as he can. So you should reward these players that are doing that, in my opinion.
Same.
Yep. Yeah, my mic unplugged.
There we go.
Yeah. But I fully agree. Yeah, before what I was saying was before I was saying that I was on the side of it was kind of unfair because of injury. So like they still put their best foot forward. They still put their all in when they were in, but then an unfortunate injury it shouldn't affect them from losing the MVP from being in the vote or the race. But from the standpoint of the issue that's been going on with the NBA of low managing and all that stuff, it's like, yeah, for those cases it shouldn't be the case. And it was too prevalent of those cases for it to be the way it was before. So I'm on the side of just keep it the way it is, keep the 65 game limit, and it changes the mindset of the players of like, if you want to be the MVP, then that's part of it. Like, you got to be available. You got to be you got to play those games to be the MVP. So
yeah, so I agree with you guys. My only thing with this is, like, we criticize players when they're out, when they're hurt all the time. Peter, as a Sixers fan, he hears it a lot. Joel Embiid never plays. He's never healthy. Sympathy MVP award, blah, 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 blah. But now we're kind of like giving a double standard because it's Cade Cunningham, because he's somebody that everybody really likes and he's a young player. We want to give him the benefit of the doubt, and some of these other players the benefit of the doubt of, we need to abolish this rule. That's not fair. He had such a great season. He should be eligible for awards. These rules were implemented for a reason, in my opinion. And I love it because now, like, and it's no offense to Cade. It's unfortunate. You were on my fantasy team, and unfortunately you went out in a key moment. I ended up losing because I lost a lot of key players, Joel Embiid included, Cade Cunningham, Franz Wagner, Michael Porter Jr. Like, you guys just missed too many games. And at this point, you shouldn't get rewarded for what you have done before when the season's still going. Because now what happens if you're out for an extensive period of time, like they said, you don't meet the required minimum of games, and now the Pistons fall to, the 2 or the 3 seed. We can't give you the same credit anymore because you guys are not the 1 seed. You guys now are the 2 or the 3 seed. You guys fell a bunch of games. And yes, granted, it is because you're out, but it doesn't change the fact that you didn't meet the minimum. And some of these players that did give it their all to meet the minimum, Nikola Jokic, who like the big one right now, missing, he has one more game left and he won't be eligible. He's doing everything he can in his powers to play every single game that he can. So I like the rule. I hate the double standard that's going on in the league. And I do hope that they keep it. If not, we're going to get Kawhi Leonard winning MVP only playing 50 games. And, that's not fair to anybody. For the last topic that we have in the NBA, guys, how do you guys feel about OKC? A lot of coaches, I think it's almost every game now, you got a coach coming out and they're talking about OKC and how they get a lot of calls. They're calling SGA one of the better free throw merchants in the history of the game. He sells it really well, as the coaches are saying. We've heard it from Mike Brown now. A lot of coaches. I can't think of the other coaches' name.
Udoka.
Yeah. Ime Udoka said it.
Nick Nurse as well.
Nick Nurse. So what do you guys think? I said it before in the podcast. So I'm not going to beat a dead horse. I'm going to let you guys do it.
Listen, man, at the end of the day, it's obviously like everything is subjective. Obviously, people, a lot of times people that are fans of other teams are obviously going to be like, oh, OKC's got the refs in their pocket, blah, blah, blah. But you have multiple coaches out here talking about how it's a travesty how NBA efficient has been lately. Nick Nurse, for example, when the Sixers were playing the Thunder, he was yelling at the refs on, like during the game, like he was telling them they're not perfect. They fouled too. Because like every call was just getting called on the Sixers. Nick Nurse even got a technical for this, basically. I'm trying to see if I can find Ime Udoka's quote about the refs themselves as well. But it's just it's crazy, man. Like, it's crazy to see all these coaches, all these people talking about them. Yeah, like, I don't know. It's a shame. It's a shame because OKC does, they do play well. Like I said, they have a deep roster. They play very well together, but nobody looks into that. They look into the whole thing of like, well, these guys, they're getting all the calls, they're getting this, they're getting that. So it just doesn't help them at the end of the day. It makes them, essentially like discredit a lot of their wins, a lot of their matchups. And it sucks, I don't think that, obviously, like when we talk about this, we don't obviously believe that OKC is doing anything to pay the refs or anything like that. Like, no, it's just talk by us. But excuse me, it's just a shame to see that it's a difference. We can see the difference being done, like difference of calls being called on these teams compared to OKC, unfortunately. And unfortunately, this has to be changed. Because if this continues like this, it's going to be a big problem. A lot of teams are going to be fussing and fighting, and they're going to be submitting these plays to higher ups, and who knows what's going to happen then. We might have rule changes that are going to happen, which I suspect is going to happen next year. I think a lot of rule changes are going to go into effect. A lot of fouls are going to be reconsidered and stuff. So,
before you give out your take, I do just want to say, I'm one of those guys, and I respect what OKC is doing. I respect SJ for saying, hey, like, if we're the bad guys, that means that we're winning, and if they're talking about us, that means that I'm making more money, and I respect that from you. Your understanding, like, being the villain comes with a lot of success, and your success is going to come with a lot of hate. What I dislike about everything that's happening right now is the physicality. OKC is allowed to be real physical on one end of the court with you, but it feels like you can't be physical with them back. And I mean, Lou Dort is notoriously known for his flagrant fouling and his excessiveness that he's been doing off on the court. when it comes to purposely fouling people or targeting injured players in their soft spots, and it doesn't get called a lot. So I just, it's a double-edged sword, and I definitely just want that to be known. It's not fair. They're very, very physical with their opponents, but you can't be very physical with them back. So makes it hard to play the game when the refs are calling it that way.
Yeah.
Sam, what do
Yeah, the refs have a lot of power. I mean, which is, it's their job to ref and control the game. Uh, but it hits a point where you gotta, I don't know, you just gotta let the game play out sometimes. And uh, I don't know, it's just they have so much power over the game and the outcome of the game as well, that it just, people, the coaches are seeing it now, the fans that have been watching it, it's way more prevalent, it's way more it's just not a good look at all. So I don't know. I don't know what would come as far as the change, because even if you change something, is the ref still has to referee it and enforce the change. So we'll see what plays out next season. But
For
but
sure.
I agree.
Well, in the world of NFL boys, I don't really think there was a lot of big things that happened this week that really needs to be highlighted. I know the Eagles signed another player, Patriots signed
Two.
another player. Yeah. Um, but they're not like needle moving plays. I mean, the Eagles got their new wide receiver 3 in Elijah Moore, so that's pretty cool. We'll see if they end up drafting a wide receiver there, somebody to replace AJ Brown, and yeah, we'll see what happens there. Um, do you want
Yeah.
to talk
I
about
mean,
your signings?
uh, Hollywood Brown and Elijah Moore.
Well,
Uh,
Hollywood was like I think last week. You got
was it
Yeah,
Elijah.
we
last week?
talked about
Oh
that
yeah,
already. Yeah,
all
yeah.
Then
right.
you
Yeah,
got
Elijah
was
Moore.
a defensive player.
Uh, we picked up a lineman. Um,
That's
well, not picked up a lineman. We re-signed a lineman, and we picked up
that's it.
a tight end from the Jets. But I think that tight end one was last week
Stone
as well.
Stone Smart.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And,
And
oh, we got Andy Dalton. That was the other one. The
that was
quarterback
last
we got.
week too. That
Oh,
was
that was
last
last week. Oh yeah.
week. Elijah
Uh,
Moore, big one. He's going to be your wide receiver 3, maybe 4 if you guys draft one. So
yeah. I mean, right now it's the med period. A lot of moving pieces. So whatever you're trying to do, you're not gonna get me to
it's
to
okay.
to do it, because
Ah.
Carlos, he sends every single news that says AJ Brown that pops up on his phone, and
Listen,
it could
look,
be like AJ Brown goes to uh takes a flight to New England to get some clam chowder because he likes it there, and he's like, you see, he's gonna be a Patriot. But
I like the troll scene. Yeah, I think he's not as in denial anymore. I think he's starting to accept what's his ultimate fate's going to be, and I just think he wants his receiving core to not look the way it's about to look. So
I
totally
mean,
respect it. I do like trolling when it comes to that. I definitely see them drafting a wide receiver in the draft to make it better, but
it
uh,
shouldn't be early in the draft. That's my concern. Like
first or second
our
round, I definitely see it happening.
no, our main thing should be defense. So that's what we should focus on first round, um, and then go at, like, offense after that, because we literally have all the pieces, besides, like, we might need lineman depth, or and a tight end. That's about all I can think of for offense. As far as defense, yeah, we're gonna need the defensive line depth, and
Um,
maybe get a corner or something, just in case the corners we have don't pan out.
I can see that, yeah, definitely. So
But
I respect it. I'm never going to hate on a team for going with the trenches, defensive line, offensive line. I think I've
mhm.
said it before. That's how you win games in the NFL, the trenches. Personally, I hope my Patriots, we draft a defensive end. We need pass rush help desperately. Draymond Jones won't be able to do it himself. Harold Ellis is older, and I think he was really injured last year. So I don't know how much longer he's got left playing on the trenches because it's very taxing. Yeah, but I think with the Eagles, they definitely need defensive line, defensive like linebacker depth as well, cornerback depth, safety depth. That's all things that are definitely needed in Philadelphia. On top of the future of the offensive line, Lane Johnson, and the center, I forget his name always. Um, their older center,
You're
their
talking about
older.
Jerkins. Oh,
Yep.
no. Yeah,
Is it
Jerkins. Cam
who
Jerkins.
is it? Dickerson that's leaving.
Oh,
Landon
Lane
Dick,
Dickerson. Yeah,
Lane,
Lane Dickerson.
and Lane Johnson. That's what I'm thinking about. They're older, so they've already said they don't know how much longer they've got in the tank. So definitely finding your future replacement for them, somebody that they can help groom into the new future of the Eagles' offensive line, um, would be big. I know the Eagles just lost their famous longtime offensive line coach this year, so I don't know how much that's going to play a factor into this. But I mean,
I think we'll be
it's
fine.
looking like how do I say it? It's looking like what happens in the NFL is happening right now with the Eagles, with players getting paid, free agency taking a toll on the team, players obviously getting traded, and they're just they I trust Howie. He's gonna find a way to replace these people, do his job well, and
Yeah,
keep them competitive. That is what a good
like
GM does. So,
exactly. So
um,
yeah, the free
but
agency, all this cap space stuff. Yeah, even though the NFL cap increases every year, so we just playing the game and continuing forward. The, the only team that was facing the cap space hell was the Saints. It's the only team I could think of. Um, but they also wasn't drafting as well as the Eagles did.
yep,
So
yep, that is correct. But
yeah,
like I said, there really isn't really too much to talk about in the NFL. I know Peter, he was interested in talking about Odell Beckham's potential return to the NFL.
Yeah.
That's not it's not happening. You're gonna
Well,
just put that right there.
what happened was that he obviously like was playing the flag football thing, and he kind of
oh yeah,
said that he kind of felt like a love again for football, and he kind of basically said that he hopes that he can kind of make a comeback into the NFL again. So I wanted to see
so
what you guys thought about that.
Nope,
so
it's not happening.
he's 33. It's not like he's ancient. You know, Mike Evans is around the same age, and he's still in the NFL. So I mean, I think it's a possibility he can play for a team. You know, I see it says Bills. He can be on the Patriots too. I see. Uh, I don't think he'll go back to the Browns. Uh,
The thing,
maybe the Dolphins.
the,
Huh?
the thing with Odell Beckham Jr. is that he's had two separate ACL tears in his left knee, 2020, 2022. I mean, those take a big thing. He had a fractured ankle in 2017, quad injuries in 2018, chronic history of hamstring injuries throughout his career. Like he's had a lot of injuries throughout his NFL career.
Isn't he
Um,
coming off of a suspension too?
he is coming off of a suspension too. I don't see a team willing to take the risk on Odell Beckham Jr. Maybe on a veteran minimum, I could see him coming back, but like
Yeah, that's
I
that's
don't
all.
see him lasting long in the NFL. He's not big. He's always been a smaller bodied wide receiver, and I think playing flag football and then actually playing the NFL, two different beasts. I mean, those hits are gonna come and they're gonna hurt. I just stay retired, man. It's what's best for you. Your history of injuries is long. Looking at it now, pretty long. So
I mean, it's long, but I mean, he showed that he could still perform. You know,
Flag football and
flag football. I know flag football and NFL is
NFL
different,
different.
but he's had NFL experience. It's not like he's new to playing in the NFL.
I
So
guess Logan Paul should try out for the NFL too because he looked good. I
listen,
mean,
if
Jalen
if
Hurts all of a sudden.
no, listen,
Are we gonna brag about this?
Odell
No.
Beckham is an NFL Super Bowl winner type player. Like he's he's darn near Hall of Fame type wide receiver.
He does not make the
So
Hall of
I would say he makes all, but he's still like a very popular wide receiver. So I don't see why if people giving DeAndre Hopkins a chance, letting him play for a team now, then why not Odell Beckham? Like
Fame. DeAndre's
there's
another one
plenty
who
of
makes that, but DeAndre
there's
he never stopped playing for a period of time. He's stayed in the
what's wrong with
NFL.
stopping playing and coming back. People
He's
have
not
done it,
Ricky Williams, brother.
huh?
He's not Ricky Williams. He's not. It's not gonna work
Listen,
out like we think it is.
I think it will. So I'm on that side. We could make a bet
There you
that
go.
he coming back. I think he's
That's
coming
fine.
back.
Look,
I think the team's gonna
Eagles
sign him.
can sign Odell Beckham after they trade us AJ Brown. Perfect.
I'm not talking about the Eagles.
You
I'm
guys
not talking about
a better minimum. It's
listen,
perfect.
listen, we signed what was Julio Jones before he retired. So
Exactly. Now you guys are gonna sign Odell
it'd be
Beckham.
one of those why not situations. We got some money,
Exactly.
why not?
And next
So
thing you know, he torches the Giants one more
there you
time to
go.
get back at them.
So that's basically Odell Beckham. It's like a why not type of player. If he gets you like over 500 yards in the season, then that's a win. So and like what 6 touchdowns, I
Listen,
think that's a win.
if he comes back and he talks about this whole flag football thing, man, Logan Paul needs to get a shot in the NFL too, then, because
No,
we're gonna
I
brag
don't.
about people looking good in flag
You
football.
comparing Logan Paul to Odell Beckham in the NFL is crazy.
The man sacked Jalen Hurts. He intercepted Jalen Hurts. I mean, shit. We're gonna brag about the flag football games and how they it made him feel love for the game again.
It's just athletic. Logan Paul just athletic. So
Maybe a team can put him on the to be a
longer
linebacker.
being athletic.
You know what? The
I
Giants
show speed is athletic. So
the Giants should sign Logan Paul and see if he can do it in the NFL game. Try and sag Jalen Hurts and see how that works out for you.
No, I don't think it's this
quad to the face.
I don't think it
ran over.
It translates the same. I'm sure that he can go to a practice squad or whatever and see it before they get to the roster where they have like open camps and stuff. He can try out for that and see how it goes. But yeah, good luck to Logan Paul.
Hey, since we're talking about this whole flag football thing, how do you guys think about my guy, the GOAT TB12? How did he look in that? He looked like he still got it, man. I ain't gonna lie. He's out there,
I mean, he's Tom Brady, man. you think he just gonna forget how to throw a football?
So real quick, since I brought that up, let's see if I can find this. I'll ask you guys the question that they were asking. And at this age, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Where's it at? Damn, I didn't send it. So they were saying, so at this age, if Tom Brady wanted to make an NFL return, would you take him over these NFL quarterbacks? And the odds of him winning with said team.
Okay.
Here we go. So the first one, would you rather Tom Brady or Kirk Cousins?
Tom Brady.
Yeah, Tom Brady.
The second one was Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
I'm agreeing with all of you, by the way, on this one. The next one is Daniel Jones on the Colts or Tom Brady. Mind you, he's going to take their spot on each of these teams.
I'll probably take Daniel Jones. Coming off the Achilles injury over Tom Brady right now.
That's crazy. I'm taking Tom Brady. I think Tom Brady's there. They don't fall apart.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Sure. I was talking about no, I'm talking about like I'm talking about Daniel Jones coming off this Achilles injury. Like
Yeah, I mean, even
if it
then,
was
I'm
Daniel
taking Tom
Jones
Brady.
before the injury, I'll take Daniel Jones over Tom Brady.
Even then, I'm taking Tom Brady. I feel like with Tom Brady, that team is dangerous.
I'll go Brady because I don't know how he's gonna be with after the Achilles injury.
The, t-
Um,
the before I'm taking Daniel Jones, after I'm taking Daniel Jones, because the team was what, not 9-1 or something like that before he
mhm.
got 8-1 before he got hurt. So I think they were doing fine with Daniel Jones.
The next one I'll give you is Tom Brady or Jared Goff.
Uh, I'll probably take Derek Goff right now.
I think I'm still taking Tom Brady.
I'm talking about 40 what-year-old Tom Brady right now over Jared
Mhm.
Goff. I think I'll take Jared Goff.
Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, Brady's 48. So
I think I'll go Goff there. I would go Goff there.
Okay. Brock Purdy or Tom Brady.
take Purdy.
Purdy.
I would take Purdy on that offense too.
Yeah.
It's the West Coast scheme. You got to be able to move around, and Purdy's definitely more athletic than Brady. So definitely, that's the one I definitely agree with you guys on. Who was the next one? Dak Prescott or Tom Brady?
Ugh.
Take Dak Prescott.
Ugh. Brother. Ugh. Brother. Ugh.
Go on, Tom.
That's tough. I don't like Dak a lot
How's that tough?
because I don't like Dak Prescott. So I don't know if I'm being like if I'm hating or if I'm
I
being
think you're hating
logical.
because
Then I'm gonna just say Tom Brady. I'm gonna just keep hating then.
right now it's 40. He's 48 years old, and Dak had what? How many yards? About
The Cowboys might
45,000,
actually
4,500,
4,500 yards, and
10
he can
interceptions.
run.
I saved the best for last, boys. Tom Brady or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts.
Say Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts. Yeah.
I'm taking Jalen Hurts. He's more athletic.
Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts. What about with Dak? I didn't hear you with for that one.
Taking Tom.
Tom.
Yeah, I'm
I'm
taking
over
Tom.
Dak.
And then because we're doing this, so I'm gonna give you boys this. Okay, I saw this on a short on Instagram, and I really liked it, so I think we should do it too. I'm gonna give you guys keep 3, cut 3, young NBA superstars. Okay. So you got Anthony Edwards, Cade Cunningham, Luka Doncic, Cooper Flag, Victor Wembanyama, and SGA. Keep 3, cut 3.
All right. For me, I'm gonna ask you to name them one at a time for me, and I'll tell you where I put them because I can't remember the names. So go ahead and tell me the names again. First one,
Anthony Edwards.
keep. Let's see me keeping or cutting.
So how we're doing it, just one at a time.
Yeah, let's do one at a time. Anthony
I heard
Edwards.
SGA in there. Yeah, I'll keep Anthony Edwards.
Yeah.
One second, I'm trying to pause it so I can get to it. Cade Cunningham.
I'll cut him.
Okay. Cooper Flag.
I'll cut him too. I'm cutting him.
SGA.
I'm keeping SGA.
Luka Doncic.
So you're done with your keeps.
Oh, it was three?
It's 3
It's
keeps.
So I said Anthony Edwards.
Yep. So I'll do it over for you, okay?
Yeah.
So keep 3 and you're cutting 3, okay? So you got Anthony Edwards, keep or cut.
I'm keeping Ant personally. See
the same.
Well, who you name there? I guess I'll keep Ant. Yeah.
Cooper Flag.
Cut.
I'm keeping.
Crazy word. Cade Cunningham,
Cut.
Okay.
Victor Wembanyama,
Keep it.
I'll keep.
I was about to say, if you say cut and
You're
you
done. You're done
I'm
again.
done. I'm done. Yeah. So I got Edward. I got Ant,
Okay, so for
Flag,
you
and
and
Wemby.
Wemby. So for you, Peter, okay, you still got it. SGA.
I'm gonna keep SGA and you could cut Luca.
How about you?
Yeah, I heard him, so I already know. I'm cool with that. I'll give me
You're cool
Ant,
with that?
give me Ant, give me Wemby, give me SGA, and you could cut Cooper, Cade. Luca's a
Flag.
tough one. Like maybe you could replace, replace SGA for Luca. But I just think I'll keep SGA because I think that his defense would be better than Luca's, and he go get a lot of calls from the refs. But I'm
I was
keeping
just saying-
Ant, and I'm
I
keeping
was just saying
Wemby.
Flag is like future type things.
Nah,
like if
for
it's
that,
like,
Wemby's
keep
your
it.
future.
we're just,
Wemby's your future.
but Flag is also the future.
Nah, forget Cooper Flag.
Yeah,
Compared to MG,
You're
compared to
crazy for that.
Wemby,
You're crazy for that one. Yeah, I'm taking Wemby. It's tough. I think I am gonna go with SGA over Luca, and then obviously Anthony Edwards.
I'm taking Luca over SGA. If I were to change it, I'm going Luca, what you call Wemby and
And Ant.
Ant. Yeah.
I found that to be a fun one. So
Ant
I
and
was like,
Wemby are like the easiest ones. Like you have to keep those two.
yeah, for sure.
The other two is tough. It's a toss up between them, in my opinion.
For sure. But I thought that was fun. So I said, fuck it, let's do it on the pod.
Yeah.
And now we got one last topic, boys, because there really, like I said, there really wasn't a lot to talk about in the NFL world until the NFL draft happens. Asim, get ready in like 2 weeks, I want to say, maybe 3. Me, you, and Peter are going to do a mock draft.
A mock draft.
Yep, a mock.
So
mock
Peter,
draft.
you're gonna have to like do some research on some
So letting
college
you know
football.
ahead of time.
For football,
Yeah,
Yeah,
mock
college
draft.
football.
I'm gonna do a mock draft then.
Yep. That'll be a separate little episode. We'll all join a little mock draft simulator. We'll pick the
Yep.
teams and we'll go from there. But finally, guys, the baseball season has commenced.
Officially.
The New York Yankees had a shutout victory over the San Francisco Giants.
Yep.
7-0. Peter was super happy about that. I did see that your guy Wells had a error at the end of the game, so he lost you a point there.
Me?
Unfortunately,
No, me. I have him. It's okay. We still put up 16 points, and the guy I'm going against, Devin, he didn't have one player play, so I'm up right now. So that's cool.
I'm beating
I
a
didn't-
senior to 1. So
The crazy thing is freaking Rob. Rob's got 30 points because all he's got is Yankees players.
Max Fried, man, had a big game. These
Yeah, he had
pitchers
a huge
win you or
game.
lose you games, man. Those pitchers can definitely win you or lose you games.
Yeah, I
as
got-
Asim has
Yep.
found
Got
out.
1 point.
Asim, what I can tell you is, in baseball, it's going to happen a lot. Don't go out and panic. Stay steady. Don't be
So-
dropping aces. It's going to happen.
So Webb is not a bad pitcher, is what we're saying.
No,
No,
it's
from
just a
what I
bad
see-
outing. It's just a bad
What I-
outing.
What I seen, yeah, it was just like legit. They just had some bad throws after they were hit.
It happens, bro. It
Yeah.
happens. Baseball is a game of inches, and unfortunately that you're not gonna have a great game. Look at Judge. Judge was
Yeah.
0 for 4 with 4
Yeah.
strikeouts today. So it happens.
What's that, like
Um,
negative 4 points or something?
Mhm.
Yeah. But I wanted to I sent the guys, obviously we talk about what we're gonna we send each other messages of what we're gonna talk about before. And I told them that I wanted to do like an early awards prediction because I saw a discussion that people were asking a couple of fans if they think that Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani are going to repeat for a third time in a row their MVP award. So I wanted to do something fun with the guys, and it's the beginning of the season, so we'd be able to put our early predictions for the Cy Young and the MVP on wax. So that way, if we're correct, you guys know where you heard it first. And if we're wrong, hey, we get to face the music at the end of the season. But first of all, I wanted to ask you guys that real quick. Do you see a scenario where Aaron Judge and Shohei Ohtani for the third year in a row? First of all, them repeating the second year in a row has never been done before. So that was the first time they did it. Do you see them possibly getting a third year in a row, or do you think that voters fatigue can come into effect here?
Voters fatigue is definitely going to play into effect. I just think when it comes to baseball, it is tough when people, like we already acknowledged, it's one of those really tough games when, like, you know what I mean, batting 200 is, good. Batting 300 is great. Aaron Judge consistently has been batting 300. If he does that again, I know he started out bad today, but if he does that again, I mean, how can he not? And same with Ohtani. How can he not? Especially if, he does go back to his form where he's now pitching, batting home runs, and then stealing bases at a high level,
Mhm.
It's going to take a Herculean effort to dethrone those two.
What about you, Asim? Do you see a scenario where these two can repeat again for a third time in a row? Obviously, something that hasn't happened before. Or do you think that like I said, the voters' fatigue could come into effect in there and possibly hurt their chances?
Um, from the outside looking in, uh, I I don't think that the voters fatigue would come in, because just being a part of something like this and being witnessing, uh I don't know, generational type of players.
Mhm.
Um so I don't I I'm not like too super versed in the MLB space, but would you say that Otani and Judge are like one of the more generational players in the sport,
100%. 100%.
like of
They
all time?
Yeah, they're up there obviously because Otani is the first player to be obviously a pitcher and a hitter at the same time since Babe Ruth, which we're talking about. This is the 1920s, 30s, so it's a
Yeah.
long, long time. And he's doing it at an elite. Well, the hitting is at an elite level. The pitching is good. It's not elite because he has never won a Cy Young award and he's never been in consideration for the Cy Young. But obviously, he has won multiple MVPs already. I'm actually different here. I actually think that voters fatigue can come into effect here, and I think that one of them is not. I think at least one of them is not going to win, possibly both. The MVP this year. Reason why I say that is because there is a little known baseball player, that we all know. His name is Mr. Barry Bonds. Obviously, the man was hitting bombs. He has the record for the most home runs, 762. So you would think that this man was getting MVPs every single year. He only has 7 MVPs in his 21-year career. He's only got 7 MVPs, and the guy's got the most home runs of all time. He hit the most home runs in a season. So sometimes these things come into effect. You would think that they don't, but they do because they want to give other players chances to win MVPs and stuff and win these awards. So I actually think that this year it will go into effect. And like I said, I think either one or both of them are not going to win. I could see Judge being that person. I could see Otani repeating again because he'll be pitching again. So I feel like that'll kind of boost him. Judge, I just feel like if he has another 300 batting average, 50 home run season, it's going to be his like third year in a row. So they're going to be like, nah, it's okay. It's just regular Judge. We'll give it to somebody else this year. It's just the truth. It's the reality. And Otani didn't pitch last year because he was still recovering. Well, he pitched later in the year. He was still recovering from his Tommy John surgery. So I could see that going more into effect. Even if he doesn't have a great pitching record, they're just going to be like, wow, look, Ohtani came back and he was pitching and he did it at a good level. So I can see that happening. But for me, like I said, this category or this thing, I made it up. So I'd like to go first in this.
Real quick before you start, Asim, don't feel pressured. I know this is a new thing, so you don't have, if you don't feel comfortable, don't, you know what I mean? It's okay. To say you're not too versed in the awards and in players to even say, because baseball is not like any other league. They have the AL and the NL, and each of them get award. That's not like the NFL where the AFC and the AFC, and then it's just one MVP award. You know, the AL and the NL, they both have an MVP, and then you know, down the line each of the awards. So
so for me, I'll start off with the Cy Young Awards, which is an award given to the best pitcher for Asim and anybody else who's maybe not too well versed in baseball. So for the NL last year, for the National League, Paul Skeens of the Pittsburgh Pirates, he won it last year. He had a really good year. Obviously, he only had like a 1 point something ERA, which is ridiculous. That means that he was averaging only getting 1 point scored on him, and he still had like 7 losses because his team is just awful. It's literally awful, his team. I expect him to have another really good year. He showed in the WBC that he was, you know, he still got elite stuff. I like the adjustments that he made. The guy used to throw 102 and he slowed it down actually because he started realizing that you don't have to keep throwing 100 and 102 and potentially hurting your elbow or your shoulder. He decided to slow it down a little bit. He's never going above 98, 99 miles per hour now, saving that elbow, and he's still blowing past these guys, and he's focusing more a lot on movement. So I think his biggest threat in the NL for the Cy Young is Yoshinobu Yamamoto from the LA Dodgers. But I think that Paul Skeens will actually repeat this year. I think he'll be a 2-time Cy Young Award winner, which is crazy because he's only got like 3 or 4 years in the league. So it's incredible to see that. In the American League, Tarik Skubal from the Detroit Tigers last year won it. It was his second year in a row winning it. That's another one that I could see voters fatigue going into it and him not winning it again. I don't think that he'll win it this year. I think he'll still have a really good year. This is a contract year for him, so obviously he wants to show that he is an elite pitcher still. I mean, it's been phenomenal the past 2 seasons. So, but actually this year I'm gonna give respect to Los's guy. I'm gonna give it to Garrett Crochet. I think Garrett Crochet is going to have a phenomenal year this year. He showed a lot of really good stuff last year. He was in the running as well, but I think Skubal it was just that much better not that much, but like a little bit better last year. And I think that this year Garrett Crochet will have his turn. I think he will be able to win it. And I think Skubal, it doesn't hurt him. He had 2 back-to-back. Like Crochet get it. I think the voters are going to give it to him. And I think it's going to be good. For the MVP, Los didn't hear it, but I was saying that I actually see the voters fatigue coming into effect. And I think either one or both of these guys, the past winners, are not going to win the MVP again. But I'm going to go and give my prediction now. I'll start in the NL. Obviously, Ohtani is still the favorite to become the MVP again. You do have Asim's favorite team, the Atlanta Braves. You have Ronald Acuna, who could threaten to be a MVP this year. You have the New York Mets, Juan Soto, who could threaten to be MVP this year as well. So you have a couple of players that I think could possibly threaten for it. Soto especially because he had a really good year last year, so I could see him having another really good one. But I have a feeling that the voters are going to feel compelled to give it to Ohtani again because he's going to be pitching full time this year compared to last year where he pitched towards the end of the year because he was recovering from the Tommy John. I see Ohtani having another really good year, maybe a 40-40 year, 40 home runs, 40 stolen bases with like a 280, 290 batting average, and him pitching decent, him having maybe an 11-7 record with like a 3-point-something ERA, being a decent pitcher, middle of the lineup, middle of the rotation pitcher. But I think once you combine it all together, I think the voters are going to feel compelled to be like, hey, Ohtani, was a fantastic hitter, and he was he was a good pitcher. Combine it all together, it's elite. We're going to give him the MVP. So I think that Ohtani will repeat this year because of that. For me, I don't think Judge is going to win MVP this year. I think that he'd have to do something astronomical. I think in order for him to win MVP this year, he's going to have to hit like 65 or 70 home runs and have like a 330 batting average. He's going to have to break records, essentially. Is the only thing I could tell you. He's going to have to break records. I think that the voter fatigue is real with Judge. I think that the Yankees are not a very team either. They're very hated. So I can see those things going into effect and hurting his chances to win MVP again. Like I said, unless he has a year that is way, way, way above everybody else's, which could happen. This is Aaron Judge we're talking about here. The man hits 50, 60 homers every year, so it could happen. But if I had to pick one, and we're going to pick one because it's an early prediction, you have players like Cal Raleigh, who is possibly in contention after the 60 home runs. I don't see him getting anywhere close to that this year. I think he's going to stick around the 30 home run range. The bad thing about Raleigh, too, is his batting average is always atrocious. The defense is really good for a catcher, so that helps him. But I don't think that he'll be in the discussion for the MVP race. You have a Garrett Crochet even could possibly look into a MVP race if he's that good as a pitcher. We've seen it done before. Justin Verlander, last person to win it. He won the MVP and he won a Cy Young after pitching a phenomenal year. So a Garrett Crochet could be someone in there. A Roman Anthony, if he has a standout year, could possibly threaten to be an MVP. You have a player like Gunnar Henderson from the Baltimore Orioles that could threaten as well. I feel like the AL has a lot more players that could possibly win MVP compared to the NL. But my prediction, I think this year is going to be his year. 2 years ago, he threatened the MVP race, but Judge just beat him. I think Bobby Witt Jr. of the Kansas City Royals, I think this year is his year. I think he's going to have a really, really good year. I think he's going to hit high for average. I think he's going to have 25 to 30 home runs. I think he's going to steal 50 bags, maybe 40. And I think that he's going to play phenomenal defense. I think he's going to win a Golden Glove this year. And I could see him winning that MVP race and having his first MVP award for his career at a young age. So I've been saying for a couple of weeks, I wanted to draft him in the fantasy because I just think he's going to have that good of a year. But I got Acuna, but I'm cool with that. But yeah, my pick is going to be Bobby Witt Jr. to be MVP for this year.
Are you going to do the comeback players of the year as well or no?
Comeback player.
I wrote mine down just so you know.
Okay. I didn't write it down, so I'd have to freestyle it real quick.
I got
for the National League. I'm gonna give it to Eduardo Rodriguez from Venezuela. He plays for the Arizona Diamondbacks. He signed a contract with Arizona a few years ago, and it was considered to be the worst contract in the history of the team.
Who just said? I missed it.
Eduardo Rodriguez.
Okay.
He plays for Arizona Diamondbacks. He signed a contract with Arizona. It was a good amount of money for a pitcher, and a lot of people did not like it, and he proceeded to play like garbage after he signed the deal. A lot of people thought he was, not worth it, maybe looking towards a release. Well, this World Baseball Classic, he decided to just pitch, some of the greatest baseball of his career. And I think he's going to continue it this year. I think he's going to be good. I think he's going to elevate himself. And I'm going to say he's my comeback of the year. I think it's going to be a feel-good story for him. Obviously, like being trashed on, being considered one of the worst contracts of all time. So now, earning his keep. And in the American League, I feel like in the American League, the person I will give the comeback of the year to, wow, I had him, and now I lost him, and I can't think of who the heck was it? Who in the world was my comeback of the year? I literally had somebody, and now I lost them from the American League. I would say come back to me on that one. I'm gonna try to remember it to see if I can come back.
How
to
about
it.
Rookie of the Years?
Rookie of the Year. I'm gonna go with. Does this guy? Let me see. Is this guy a rookie or is he not a rookie? Let me see. No. I'll go with. Yeah, he is technically a rookie. I'll go with for the American League because I seen him playing against Dominican Republic and he was just playing really good. I'll go with Kevin McGonigal from the Detroit Tigers. I think that he's going to do really good this year for Detroit. He was able to make their roster, so I will give it to him to be the Rookie of the Year. For the National League, I will give it to. Let me see if I could find. Is this guy a? We'll go with. Let me see if this guy is a rookie. If he's a rookie, then I'm gonna go him. I just don't know if he technically is considered one. He got called up in the debut in the August. I think he's considered a rookie because he got called up in August. So I'll go with Bubba Chandler of the Pittsburgh Pirates. He is really good. He throws heat just like Paul Skeens, and him and Paul Skeens have like a little competition where he told him like, "Hey, congratulations on you being the opening day pitcher. That ain't gonna last long because that's about to be mine." I think he's a phenomenal pitcher. He's only 23 years old. Dude throws heat. I'm gonna give it to him. I think he'll be the Rookie of the Year for that as well.
All right, so I wrote all mine down, and I wrote.
Oh, I just remembered. I'm sorry. I just remembered my comeback player of the year in the AL. Wow, I think it's gonna be Mike Trout. I'm gonna give a lot of hope to Mike Trout, Michael Nelson Trout, of course, Jersey's own from Millville. Have him on my fantasy team. I have a lot of hope in him. He played 100 and something games last year, so hopefully this is a good turn for him. But I'm hoping for a good year. I don't think he's gonna give a phenomenal year like before, but I'm hoping for a good one for him. So I'm gonna pull for him and say he's my comeback player of the year for the AL.
Okay. Let me do mine real quick. I'm not gonna go as in depth as you, but I'm gonna give you mine. Starting off with the AL MVP, I agree. It will be Bobby Witt Jr. NL, it's hard not to pick Ohtani. But if it's not Ohtani, it's going to be Juan Soto, especially if he bumps up the steals numbers. I can definitely see that happening. I'm not sure if this guy's still eligible for the Rookie of the Year award, but if he is, it'll be Roman Anthony. If he's not, then I have no idea. For the NL, JJ Weatherholt. I think he's a really promising rookie. Comeback player of the year. It pains me to say it. Garrett Cole of the New York Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
Player of the year, comeback player of the year. Zach Wheeler of the Philadelphia Phillies.
Okay.
Cy Young Award. I agree. I thought he should have won it last year. I understood why they gave it the School Bowl, but Garrett Crochet I mean, the man pitched more innings than anybody in baseball last year. He had a great ERA, and somehow he didn't get it. Again, I understand when it comes to Boston sports, we always fall short because we are one of those cities that people hate to see do good and winning, just like New York Yankees. So, and then for the Cy Young, Paul Skeens is a great option there, but I'm going with Yoshinobu Yamamoto.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're good picks. Everything you said is good picks, obviously. Soto does have a good chance of winning his first MVP. It could be the voter fatigue for Ohtani, like I said. So he could get lucky. Soto had a great year last year, hit the most home runs of his career. He did steal a lot of bases last year. So now this year, I mean, he's going to be more comfortable. He just got to get, I think he just needs to average up a little bit more, and he'll be able to contend for that MVP more as well. And Bobby Witt's a special talent, man. Like that guy's got a bright future ahead of him. So I really think that he can threaten.
Pick, and I had like 3 or 4. I was gonna go with Bobby Witt over Juan Soto, and Jose Ramirez. But since I had number 2, I had to go with Aaron Judge. You can't not go with Aaron Judge.
Yeah. No, you can't.
How do you guys feel about your fantasy teams? Let's have one this episode off.
All right. Before we start, I'll probably give my predictions. Gonna be like halfway through the season.
Halfway through the season? All right,
so
no problem.
I guess that'll give me enough time to get a gauge of all the players and to get my vote and get a feel of the game of baseball.
For now, we're gonna have you say Ohtani for NL, Judge for AL, and we'll have you say Skeens for NL and Skewell for AL. We'll just give you all the winners from last year. We'll give it to you this year as well, but we'll get your real pick at the middle of the season.
So, quick question:
Yes,
let's say Yamamoto.
Yes, sir.
Was he was on the?
He's on the Dodgers.
Well, he was on the team for the whole season, or what was it to work? Okay, because I didn't I know I've heard that he was good, but I didn't know he was good to that extent.
No, what happened is last year during the regular season he was good, but he wasn't elite.
Okay.
The thing is that in the playoffs he turned it up and he became elite. He won the World Series MVP because of that. He pitched 3 times.
I remember that.
Yeah, he pitched 3 times in the World Series. He threw like insane. Like he had like a 1 ERA. Like I think he got like 1 run scored on him the whole time he pitched, which is phenomenal. That's phenomenal. Yeah. And he even came on in the 7th game, and he came on in relief, and he won, and basically he shut them out.
I remember that, where he stayed in the game because he wanted to.
And he was like on 1 day's rest. He was like on 1 day's rest.
I remember that because that was the game where it went all the way to like 3 a.m, and then he came back the next day to pitch. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, so that's the thing. Like his playoff run was phenomenal. And obviously, like, these are players, these Japanese players, they transition. They have to spend a certain amount of time. This is a rule that they have where they cannot leave Japan until the age of 25. And then after the age of 25, they can go and sign with an American team. So that's the thing. So these guys, it takes a little longer for them to develop into the players that they actually are. Yeah. For example, like I dropped Munetaka Murakami, who just signed with the Chicago White Sox this year, because I have hope in him. But again, this is his first year coming from the NPB. That's the name of the Japanese league. So it's going to take time for him to adjust. Pitchers in Japan, they don't pitch as hard as here in the U.S. These pitchers are throwing 101, 102, 103 gas to you. People in Japan, they're not throwing that hard. So it's going to take time for them to adjust to this. And sometimes it could take a whole year to 2 years. With the pitcher, same thing. It takes time for them to adjust. You go into in Japan, some of these games they're played in a dome. Some of them are played outside, but some of them are played in a dome. And in this instance, you're traveling all over the country. You're going to Canada to play against Toronto. You're going to California to face one of the California teams. You're going to Texas to play one of the Texas teams. You're going to go to the Midwest. You're going to go to the East Coast. So it's a lot of movement around, and a lot of people don't take that into consideration. And then again, you're facing off sometimes with some of the greatest players to ever touch the diamond, as in a Shohei Ohtani, a Aaron Judge, a Bobby Wood Jr., a Juan Soto, a Jose Ramirez. It's different than I'm not gonna say your average Japanese player, but it's a difference. It's a difference there, unfortunately. Yeah. So it takes time for them to adjust. I think this is Yamamoto's third year, if I'm not mistaken. So he's adjusted very well. So it's very possible that he could win a Cy Young this year. I just think personally, I think that Paul Skeens is going to have another. He was lights out last year. The only reason why he just lost so many games is because his team would not even put up 2 runs for him. He would only let the other team score 1 run and they would lose 1-0. What else can the pitcher do? What else can Paul Skeens do? He did his job. He struck out 8. He struck out 10. He struck out 12. He got 1 run scored for you. You can't even score 2. You can't score 3. You can't help him out. Nobody, bro. I think the same thing's going to happen this year. I think he's going to be dominant on the mound. I just don't think that people are going to, touch him this year. So I think he's in good contention to possibly win again this year.
I do. I think they'll do a little bit better this year. Double checking something.
Who, the Pirates or the Dodgers?
The Pirates.
No, I don't think so. They're bad. They're bad. They're really bad.
Yeah, only because I was right. They did sign Marcell Ozuna this year.
Yeah, but that's the problem. They're clogged. They got the DH position clogged now. So now they don't know what to do with certain players because they've got like 3 players that they're terrible on defense. Yep. So now you clog the DH position because Ozuna does not play defense either. So you just clogged up.
Hitter than most of them.
What happened?
He's a better hitter in my opinion than all of them.
Yeah. Him and O'Neal Cruz are like on the same level, in my opinion. I think O'Neal Cruz and him on the same level. And O'Neal Cruz is terrible on defense as well. That's the problem.
Doesn't Ozuna have more home runs?
I believe so, but I just think that they're both on the same level. Because the thing with O'Neal Cruz is that O'Neal Cruz is a big guy. He's intimidating. A lot of people are scared to pitch around him. And another thing, too, is if he's on base, he's going to steal a lot of bags. So he's very quick.
Yeah, so last year he only had 22 home runs. And I think that's where Ozuna is gonna help them out a lot. Is like
who had 22?
O'Neal Cruz. Last year
no, O'Neal Cruz had 20 last year and Ozuna had 21. They're literally just 1 apart.
Yeah, I looked at Ozuna.
And then Ozuna had a 232 batting average and Cruz had a 200. So he's a better hitter for sure than Cruz, but the power is like around the same thing for them. The OPS 674, 756. So it's a little bit better.
I guess he's falling off. I don't know. I guess I just like Ozuna more, but hey. How do you guys feel about your fantasy teams?
Asim, how do you feel about it? You being, new into the sport.
Me being new and watching the first day where I get my whole 1 point. I mean, look, I'll see how it goes. I'm cool with it. I'm comfortable with it. My AI Gemini team. It was Gemini picked. So we'll see how AI takes me.
Fuck Gemini for having you pick Vladdy.
That was my pick for my first pick or second pick or whatever. Yeah, my second pick.
Everybody wants him, bro. Everybody wants him.
Everybody wants.
Good. That's another one too that could threaten for MVP. He's another one. Yeah.
I was
So-
golden. I was like, Asim don't know baseball like that. As soon as I got them, I was like, I got
What do you
Vladdy.
mean?
Roby's auto picking. I got
I was
Vladdy.
watching.
Oh,
I watched that All Star. I mean All Star. I watched the World Series.
WBC?
Yeah, I watched the World Series when I was in the Bahamas.
Oh yeah, he was in
Yeah.
there.
And they're like legit Canadians in there watching
I thought you were
like-
gonna go pitcher. I was like, yes, I got
No.
Vladdy, and then I can get my ace in the third round. Motherfucker.
I'll be real with you. I'm happy with my team. I got a lot of good players in here that have a lot of high potential. Obviously, the star of my team is Acuna. That was my first pick. Then I picked Caminero because I think Caminero is going to have a really good year this year. I was able to snag. Where is he? I'm trying to find Lindor, Pete Crow Armstrong. I was able to snag William Contreras, who I think is like the second best catcher in baseball, just right behind Cal Raleigh. Like I said, I have Mike Trout just to see if he could get that resurgence in his career. I got a Pete Alonso, a George Springer, a Eugenio Suarez, Luis Ariz, who's always going to be hitting. The dude never strikes out, so I never have to worry about negatives with him. Then my pitchers getting the Miz, Jacob Mizorowski, who's going to pitch tomorrow. He's going to be the opener for the Brewers. Zach Gallen, who he's not the greatest pitcher in the world, but the good thing is that he always has a lot of innings. He's always averaging like 200 innings, so that'll be good. Cam Schlittler, who I think is going to be really good for the Yankees this year. Sandy Alcantara, who I think is going to turn it around this year as well. I got the Japanese guy, Tatsuya Mai, who there's a lot of hope and a lot of hype on him. I'm gonna see how he does. If a start or two goes by and I see he's being trashed, it's like he's out of here. He's gonna get out of here. And then Aroldis Chapman being my closer, and I got Robert Suarez to being my another closer and setup guy. But it's crazy because I told the chat that I didn't realize that catchers get so many points in these leagues just for catching strikeouts. Every strikeout that they catch, they actually get a put out for it. So I was able to get 12 points today from Austin Wells. Wells has 6 putouts from the strikeouts, and if he was able to get like an out himself, and he had 2 hits today. It was 2 singles, and he scored a run, and he had a walk as well. So that was my best player of the day. Luis Ariz gave me 5 points. Willie Adames gave me -1. Bastard. But I'm happy with my team. I think I got a lot of heavy hitters. I think I got some guys that can hit. I have a potential to have the most home runs in the league because I got Acuna, I got Caminero, I got Eugenio Suarez, I got Alonso. Those are big home run guys. Last year, I think all of them hit like at least 40 to 50 home runs. So except for Acuna, I think Acuna didn't hit that as much because he was injured and he came back late. But I have a lot of potential, I think, to get a lot of points in this league. So I'm happy with my team, man.
Hey, look, before I tell you guys my team and before we wrap up this episode of the pod, man, we were just talking about him, man. Nikola Jokic, the rightful MVP, probably going to lead a team to a championship. I'm going to say this now. It's going to be for the record. If next season we do a draft and the team you get the number 1 pick, we're re-rolling now.
No, we're not re-rolling. We're not re-rolling. It'll be what, the 3rd year I'll have.
Yo, his team's up almost 100 points on it.
Oh, for real? Hold on, let me see.
Jokic,
look at that.
23 points.
127.
21 rebounds. 19.
He almost had 20. We was just talking about that too.
That's insane. And Jamal Murray with a 53-point game.
Gosh, dude.
Insanity.
23 points, 21 rebounds, and 19 assists.
Watson
my Lord.
Watson with 46 points.
Yo.
Good God. Listen, you guys are hearing it here first. We're re-rolling if he gets the number 1 pick again.
This
We
is
cannot
insane.
have him have 3 times.
Look at that. Brandon
It's not fair.
Ingram played too. Thank you,
We need
Carlos,
somebody
for
else to
Brandon
have.
Ingram.
We need somebody else to have Jokic. Asim can't just keep hogging him up every year. All right, it ain't fair. Let me get a chance. Let me get an
50
opportunity.
Hey, 53 points for Jamal Murray. Impressive. Super impressive.
Mhm.
Shout out to him. Jesus Christ, dude. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
but
Jokic
what's
is
his name? Broke open the gate of
Jokic.
Bam. Bam broke open the gate of ethical hoops.
I don't want to hear about Bam.
Unethical
Don't talk to
hoops.
me
He
about
said
Bam Adebayo.
everybody's like, yeah, we gonna score. We gonna get past 83 now. So
Jesus, dude.
So now, without further ado, I know I digressed there for a second. That was just a crazy stat. I absolutely crushed this draft, in my opinion. I started off with Aaron Judge. I had the number 2 pick. How can you not take Aaron Judge? Then, since the same wanted to take Vladdy, I settled. I was going to take Yoshinobu Yamamoto, but I had my eyes on a couple other Dodgers players. I didn't want to be too saturated on one team. So I went with Logan Gilbert of the Seattle Mariners. I think he's going to have a really good year. I'm not going to lie. I reached on this next pick. I was scared that he wasn't going to make it back to me. If you think about it, I picked second in the second in the I picked second in the 3rd round. So then I got to wait 20 picks for him to make it back to me. I didn't trust my friend Peter. I didn't trust my friend Nick. I know they're both high on him as well. So I definitely saw him getting taken by them, especially on that wraparound on the 5th round. So my round 3 pick, I went with Boston's own Roman Anthony. Love that guy. I think he's going to have a really good year. Obviously, as Peter said, he went with Francisco Lindor, who was going to be my pick. And my boy Roby took Ellie De La Cruz, who was also going to be my pick. So I went with Mookie Betts of the Los Angeles Dodgers. I think he had a tough year last year because of a new position playing shortstop. Shortstop is a very demanding position, and I think another year in it this year, I think he'll be back to, his self, future Hall of Fame self. Then I'm high on this New York Yankees guy, as Peter once said. He is on a contract year. Jazz Chisholm Jr. had a really good game today. Then I went with Vinny
Pasquantino.
Pasquantino. Then I got Cole Reagans, Joan Duran, who I'm not gonna lie, guys, I picked Joan Duran just because of where he was in the draft, but I'm not too high on him. I hope he has a really good year.
Like
But
him.
as soon as I see that he's having multiple games of just rough outings, he's gonna get cut. Then I'm surprised he fell so far in the draft. I know the draft a lot of hidden gems. We went Bryce Harper and Matt Chapman. I think those are 2 steals for where I got them. Nathan Eovaldi is a veteran pitcher, and I think he's just very consistent, going to give me a lot of Ks. Alejandro Kirk of the Toronto Blue Jays, their catcher. Then I went with Boston's outfielder Willier Abreu. He was a Gold Glove last year. I think he can do it again this year. And then I agree with Peter. I think we have a crowded outfield, and I do think that Jarren Duran might be on his way out, which pains me to admit it. But I would prefer that Ceddanne Rafaela would be the one to go because I think Duran's is better. But Boston, we don't really pay people. Then I went with Gavin Williams of the Cleveland Guardians. I think that was a steal of a pick there. I think he really picked it up at the tail end of last year, and he did a really good job controlling the mound and controlling games. I'm taking a risk here with Teoscar Hernandez. The lineup there for the Dodgers is stacked, especially with Kyle Tucker there now. So I really think that he could have a really nice year. I'm looking at like maybe he can give me like anywhere between 25 and 30 home runs with maybe 85 RBIs, hopefully, especially if they can keep getting on base. That'd be a really good thing. Christian Walker, I thought was a safe pick. Jack Flaherty was a safe pick in my opinion. Then I gambled here with Marcelo Zuna. I've always been a fan of his. Then I went with another Boston Red Sox. I thought, Peter was on a run of taking young guys, and I knew he had his eye on this one, so I had to take him. Brian Bayos of the Boston Red Sox. I think he's a really underrated pitcher, really, really good. And then I gambled here. I think he's going to have a bounce back year. And the reason why I think he's going to have a bounce back year Aaron Nola of the Philadelphia Phillies. He always does this, where 1 year he does bad, then he comes back the next year and he crushes it. So last year was his bad year, and this year I feel like he's just gonna come out and he's gonna crush it. So
He pitched well, and he pitched really well in the WBC. So for
Exactly.
Italy,
exactly. So I'm high on that. That is my pick. And then my picks, and I do think everybody just donated me money. $20 isn't a lot for this shit. Thank you for the donation, boys. With that being said, boys, that is our episode of the pod. It was a pleasure. I know, Peter, you said you were off this week, so maybe we can get into wrestling talks this weekend and
Yes, I am.
potentially watch a couple matches, or watch some highlights of this week. MJF and Kenny Omega had a match tonight. They also cut a really good promo. We saw what happened with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline, because Jay and them were all in the ring together with CM Punk, and yeah, man, it's gonna be
Yeah.
a good time.
Yeah, we could
wrestling.
definitely do something.
But all right, guys, it's been a pleasure. Peace out.
Yeah.
Peace.
Peace out.